All right, Shaq, can you hear me? Can you hear me loud and clear? Chat, let me know. Brian, you can talk too.
Hello, chat. Hello, Jonesy. Everyone, welcome back. It's Thursday. It's just past the middle of the week. Hope you've all had a great week so far. Getting into this weekend. Someone just said yes, but we can't hear Brian.
Now, then they say we can't hear Brian.
Oh, we can hear Brian. Thanks, Cincy. Yeah, I hope you guys have been having a great week. We are back here live here with week two of the Wicked League, the Disney Villainous Wicked League. Right here in the middle of week two, we got two great matches for you guys geared up. We've got Cincinnatus, um, kind of our defending prologue champion, facing off against one of the many familiar faces in our Discord, Jinx KB. As well as coming up after that, we've got Chocolate Rain, who I think some of you might have heard of. Another great guy here in our server against one of our newcomers, Jamie. So Chocolate Rain and Jamie will be going on here after Jinx and Cincy. Going to be gearing up for this match. Jonesy, what are your thoughts on today and the Wicked League so far here in week two?
I very excited today. For to watch these games. One of the things I tell people I'm really excited about is I always enjoy watching new players go up against each other, as well as players we don't see like those matchups together, like Cincy and Jinx. I don't think I've seen before. So like
Yeah.
stuff like that, I'm really excited about. But just in general, just getting a variety of different players to actually see them play in this type of environment for all of you folks to see. And I just want to say, just like I said last week, I am incredibly proud of what we've been able to pull off here so far. This is incredible. Thanks to folks like, I actually have to give Brian a huge shout out because Brian has actually been trying to get together some new commentators, which actually in the second set, we will have our returning commentator, Zach, joined by Jinx after Jinx finishes playing this game right here to do some commentary. So I'm really excited to have some new commentators on deck to talk. So it was nice having Tave on last week. And I'm really excited to hear what Jinx has to say during the game. So really excited to all this new stuff that we have here going on tonight. So, but yeah, feeling good. I'm shaved.
Yeah.
I got I shaved this morning. Had a good day. I'm excited to go see some Villainous. Are you excited?
Definitely. Oh yeah, I am very excited, and also I forgot one thing. Got to give a big shout out to our judge here, Pikmin B. Again,
Yep.
uh, coming off of last week on the stream, he'll be judging these two sets again today. Want to give a huge shout out to him for judging these two incredible sets that we're about to see here. I think we're just going to get right into it with these guys, and then coming up after this set, we'll be going over a little bit more of the numbers breakdown, a little bit more into the stats, and kind of a recap of the format of our tournament and just the league in general. But I mean, I'm ready when you are,
I'm ready to
Jonesy, and I
go.
think
That's
our
right. We
players are
were
ready
we
as
were gonna
well.
do stats before, but our players are already in the room, and I don't want to keep them waiting anymore. So, what we'll do is that after the set, we'll do a quick break to let our new players jump into the room, get everything all set up and everything, and we'll go. Brian and myself will do a stats breakdown from the past now almost week and a half,
Yep.
and then we'll jump in and then let Zach and Jinx take over commentary. So. Let's do it. Let's go get right into it. Let's make sure everything is doing okay. It looks like it is. I'm going to go ahead and let them know.
And it looks like we actually have not seen character selection yet, so this will be interesting.
Yeah.
Cincinnati's rocking the that mean yellow color in TTS as well as Jinx.
That mean yellow.
Yeah, that mean yellow. And Jinx normally always rocks the classic green. Looks like we're getting our boards set up. And then here, really quick, guys, kind of a breakdown of our format. Game one is a blind pick. So basically, both players are going to send individual messages to Pikmin, our judge, to let them know what character they're going to be selecting for game one, and then those characters are picked, whatever's disclosed to the judge. And then moving on to game two, it'll be basically like a counter pick. Whoever wins game one will be able to pick their character first, and then vice versa for Game 3 if there is one. Quick question from Pandas in the chat. How do we get on stream? Honestly, Pandas, find someone who's down to play, and just message Jonesy ASAP and let him know that you're interested in getting on stream, and we'll get you
Now,
on here.
all you have to do is if you find your opponent and both of you have agreed to be on stream, just hit me up. And then we always do the Wicked League streams on Thursdays starting at 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time for the foreseeable future. So just make sure that you can play during that time period. I do realize not everyone can play during that time period, but that is the time that I've dedicated to running the league for stream. So if you just hit me up, we can get some games. Get some games on stream.
Awesome. Well, it looks like we've already got our characters selected, locked in. We got Cincinnati going with the classic Yzma, and Jinx actually pulling out Prince John here. Jinx did let me know, here's the scoop, that he's been working a little bit on a Prince John to maybe counter this Yzma here. Jonesy, you need to promote.
There you go. I got it. I'm already on it. Yeah. I'm on it.
Awesome. But yeah, so looking at these two characters, we'll be going into Game 1. Jonesy, how are you feeling about the picks?
I'm intrigued by this Prince John pick. Obviously, you've probably been talking to Jinx a lot more about the Prince John stuff than I have.
Yeah.
So I actually do not know. I think this actually will be an interesting matchup because Cincy Ori plays a very slow Yzma. And as long as Jinx can kind of get over some of the hurdles of getting set up to deal with like Robin Hood and King Richard, I think he'll actually be in a really good spot. So.
Oh yeah, most definitely.
Yes, because both of these characters are relatively slow. Not, and I don't want to say too slow, but like they move at a slower pace. So these will be very much on par with how fast they move and stuff. So it'll be really interesting to see how this plays out.
Yeah, for sure. And it looks like we'll be deciding. Looking at, haven't gotten a dice roll yet. This dice roll, whatever color wins, Jinx is purple now, Cincinnati is yellow. They will get to decide if they want to go first or second. This is a big decision here. Jinx actually wins the dice roll, so we can opt to go first or second. And normally when you go first, you can opt for a turn 1 fate. But Prince John, interesting here. It looks like he might be debating if he wants to go second, actually, to gain 1 power.
It's always interesting because Prince John and Evil Queen are two of the characters that, you know, if they win that roll off, sometimes they might actually want to go second, you know, just to gain the extra power. But looks like Prince John's opting to go first here.
Yeah, he's going first and going straight to the jail.
Ooh.
Put out a Wolf Archers, discarding Imprison. Beautiful, lovely taxes, and set a trap.
Looks like Yzma's going to the meat hut. We're going straight for
fate.
fate.
Straight to the meat hut, going straight for the fate. What do we get here? We get Marion and Skippy. Okay, so Maid Marion's normally a really good call here. Her ability is that whenever she's defeated, the player has to find Robin Hood, and play him to the same location that Maid Marion was. So he's putting Maid Marion over there at Sherwood Forest to block that gain 1 power and discard.
I actually did not realize how good Maid Marion is because the fact that she can bring out Robin Hood is really good. So even if you don't want those actions to be blocked by her, you basically have to sacrifice the fact you're going to pull out Robin Hood with her defeat, which is kind of interesting.
Okay, so we have a Taxes coming out just to gain the 1 power. Looks like we're going to be doing a fate here. For you guys watching at home, Yzma's fate. How you fate Yzma is basically you pick a pile and you look at all 4 of the cards in that pile, and then you will pick one and then put it at the location that the pile was above. So in this case, he's picking the jungle, and Bucky has to be played to the jungle. I think that's a really, really good call, actually, because normally we don't see Cincinnatus use too much of those Imperial Guards. And Bucky cannot be vanquished by Kronk, which normally Cincinnatus loves to use for the vanquishing.
Yeah, Bucky is very good.
Yeah.
Although I know Cincy doesn't usually typically like going to the jungle. At least at this point in the stage in the game, but
yeah, but it's his second turn right now. So I
True.
figured he would have liked to have gone there by now already.
True.
So that if he was planning on going there and trying to discard, maybe gain some money, get up to that 5 before the 6, before greed pops, and just try to keep his money around there.
Huh. Huh. Oh, that's a message.
All right, guys, we got a quick minute. Quick little break here. But yeah, I think right now I still want to talk about Bucky a lot. I feel like he's kind of like the caterpillar in a sense with Queen of Hearts, whereas you see him first glance, you're like, not too big of a deal. But if he gets on the board, the only way you can really get rid of him is with the Imperial Guards. That's the only way you get rid of him.
Yeah, there are a lot. I mean, like Bucky is almost like Maid Marian in a sense, where like Maid Marian is like, yeah, you can easily defeat her. She isn't a lot of strength, but the thing is, she has this other counter effect that comes with it. And like with Bucky, the whole thing is since Kronk is already so powerful within Yzma's realm, the fact that you have to use a different ally to take out Bucky and spend extra power and extra actions to take him out
Yeah.
is pretty effective.
Yeah,
Um,
and also I forgot to mention ferocity will take him out, but that all just depends on a couple of factors. Whereas if since he has the cards, and if Jinx actually vanquishes a hero with a strength of 3 or more, which he might in this game, but it all depends on if since he holds on to that card. And plus the jungle's an all important spot as well because it covers that top discard. So now the only discard for Cincy is at Mudkaz, so he's
that's
not going to be
true.
able to do it next turn.
Yeah, since he will have to figure out if taking out Bucky is a priority right now based off what's in hand. As I
Yeah.
pick up the wrong water bottle.
Or we
Oh,
could see
here
a
we go.
beauty
We're back
sleep
at it
play.
like a bad habit.
All right, guys, we're back in it. He's gaining 1, spending 3. There's Kronk.
Kronk is here.
We got a fake coming out on Prince John.
Ooh!
Steal from the rich, and there's King Richard.
King Richie himself. Now, what is nice about this right now is that if Jinx has the card, King Richard can go away quite easily. Very
I would
quickly.
say, yeah. If he can make use of this to
Ooh.
play, Sir Hiss is a big one, I think. So he gained 2, spent 2. He's got 1 more card play if he wants to go for it. But typically at this stage, a Rhino Guards is going to set him back 3 power.
That is true. As we've learned, though, those effects in Prince John's deck are very strong.
Okay, so he's spending 2 more on another Wolf Archers. I think that's a pretty good call. You know, Sir Hiss being really good in that if there's a hero at Prince John at that location that Sir Hiss is at, Prince John is able to perform an action that's covered by a hero at the location Sir Hiss is at. So with Nottingham, that fade action is up there, and I think since he's gonna Jinx is gonna want to make great use of that. And it looks like we did get an Imperial Guards out to just get rid of Bucky right then and there. So.
Yeah. That was a quick turn by Yzma. Not
Yeah,
something you
really
see
quick
every
turn
day.
there.
Ooh! Discarding
Good
Rhino
screen.
Guards.
And discarding those 2 Rhino Guards. Wonder what we could see if he's got a card
I
in
wonder
hand.
if Jinx is trying to look for a bow and arrow. Possibly.
Oh, yeah.
That would make a lot of sense. Because even when you're spending power with Prince John, you still want to be effective when you're spending power. So that is a key thing. It's kind of a nice little tug of war balance with his game. Because most of the time with most characters, you always want to be playing as much cards as you can effectively, while Prince John wants to be a little cautious about how power is spent.
Okay, we see a gain 1 dagger at Mudkaz and another fate coming in. Can we see Clever Disguise? We don't see Clever Disguise. We do see Cluck and Friar Tuck. Lady Cluck.
Out.
Yeah, Lady Cluck, a very, very strong hero. She cannot be played to the jail, though. And Friar Tuck, normally he gets rid of those warrants that come out on the board, but there are no warrants to get rid of. So actually coming back to Nottingham, spending 1, I think we see a bow and arrow. We do, and that's going to get rid of King Richard. And only 1 of the Wolf Archers, I believe.
That is correct.
Yeah, so it gets rid of the bow and arrow.
Yep.
And the Wolf Archers, Sir Hiss gets to stay there. I do got a fade action coming. He's going back to that third pile.
Interesting.
There must be something in there that he wants.
Wonder if we're trying to bait. Ooh, Beware the Groove's not a bad call.
But where the groove coming in?
Ooh,
I do like
putting
that.
Bucky in there.
Yeah, putting Bucky back in, but with
Beware
the Groove. Yeah. So with Beware the Groove, you do have to take a hero from the discard pile and shuffle it into two of the Fate decks and then distribute them, or one of the Fate decks, vice versa, or you can shuffle 2 Fate decks together. Bucky being the only hero in there, but he did opt to shuffle the Palace and the Jungle, so maybe that's a tell.
Yeah,
Not
possibly.
sure. Or he could be trying to psych Cincy out.
That is the one thing about Yzma when you're playing against Yzma is always knowing the cards better than Yzma and Yzma knowing the cards better than her opponent. And if you can get that going, you are in a good spot.
All right, so it looks like we did get a smash it with the hammer, and Pacha was discarded as well as wrong lever. So with wrong lever, when it's revealed, Yzma loses half of her power rounded up, so she loses an extra little bit of power. So sitting just a little low right now, not discarding anything or playing anything else. So,
We're going straight to Fate.
yeah, we are going straight to Fate. That Fate play a card.
There's
a play a card. That I think is a good. That's a pretty good conversion in my book.
That's a good conversion. I agree.
Yeah, especially if you want to get that Fate in. Gain some power while you're at it. That was a pretty good, beautiful, lovely taxes there. Here comes Chicha. Okay, now Chicha's very interesting here in that she's at the vanquish spot. So anytime that since he moves there, he's got to lose 2 power straight out.
That's super great that she's there too, because that basically turns off the ability to do, like right now at the low power, that turns off the ability to do stuff like finish the job or do things like Cruel Irony into finish the job. Stuff like that.
On top of that, it covers one of the move actions, which since he normally does like to use and pair that up with the Path That Rocks, but one of those move actions is gone. He's actually gonna play finish the job to move Kronk over to the Palace, try to get Vanquish out on Chicha, and get a fade in, making great use of Pacha's house. Clever disguise, steal from the rich coming in.
Ooh, it looks like we're doing steal from the rich. Might be doing it on Lady Cluck.
Yeah, that's a really good call there. Means 4 power onto Lady Cluck. And Jinx has to forego that power.
There, just let them know they'll lose the power.
Yeah. All right. So now we're kind of set back just a little bit. Not too much. Steal from the Rich I thought was a really terrible card for Prince John. That one actually it really isn't if you can pair things up with it like Golden Arrow or Intimidation now that King Richard is off the board. So we actually have an Imprison coming in.
So we're moving
Maid Marian over to the jail.
I don't think that's a bad call. I think because since you're gonna vanquish Lady Cluck, you may as well try to. Interesting.
Discarding another Rhino Guards. I think he wants to try to use Cowardice off of those Rhino Guards, but the problem is that since he normally doesn't play with more than 2 allies on the board.
No, yeah, it's pretty tough.
All right, so we do get a Vanquish out on Chicha. He did lose a power to go there, I think, and he still gets to gain 2, get the move action back, and he's got to play a card. It's just interesting to see what he'll play here.
Cruel Irony.
We have a Cruel Irony for Smash.
Smash.
Wait. Oh, an ally. That's right. Duh. Might be. Yep, Cruel Irony looking to see what he's going to smash over here. Yep, going back to Mudka's. Boy the Groove and a Child.
Nice.
Of the 2
that is really good. Very advantageous for Yzma right now.
That's actually really, really good. 2 of the 3 Beware the Grooves are in the discard pile. We still have both peasants, as well as the other child, Chaka. My bad. All right, Jinx taking us back to Nottingham. Gonna be gaining 1 and spending 1. There's a warrant. Okay, that's actually a really good call.
Looks like we're gonna fade superiority.
Superiority coming out, so that means that Cincinnati gets to pick the deck that Jinx has to look through, which I think is a very, very strong card. It can lead to wins. It can lead to a lot of things. Opting to pick the Palace deck.
Ooh. That's not good. That's not good. I think we know where Cusco is.
Yeah, I think we might know where the Cuscanator is.
The Cuscanator. Yeah, no. Because the thing that you want to try to do with superiority is if you can early, force your opponent to play out Cusco for you so you don't have to fish him out yourself. Gives you quite a bit of an advantage, and I think that's what Cincinnati was trying to do there.
Yeah. Now, he did shuffle back Bucky into the jungle and the Palace decks, but he must be at the jungle still. Here comes Robin Hood.
Oh,
over at the jail.
There's Robbie. I assume Jinx is going to go Fate.
Yeah. There could be a chance that there's a kid in there, and Jinx might just be trying to get him to after them.
Possibly. Do you think that's a good call, though, to after them with a kid and Cusco? I mean, it'll slow you down, but, I mean... I'm not sure.
At least you'll kind of know, but your next turn you're going to be subject to On the Run, because we haven't seen On the Run yet. All right, so we're going to be playing the Sheriff out.
Interesting. And we're playing the Crown.
Okay. We did move a Wolf Archers over to...
Interesting. No Fate.
Nottingham.
Maybe Jinx psyched out. We'll find out.
Yeah, you never know.
Oh, there he is. Oh, that's why.
This is what I was talking about. There's a child.
And it went ahead and just vanquished the child.
Yeah.
That's actually a pretty smart call. So now that gives ooh. Are we about to? Oh, we can't well, yeah, you can vanquish Robin Hood. Because that's gonna give Jinx a chance to try to Fate and possibly do something like On the Run.
Probably debating if he wants to do that right now.
Oh, that's a good call. Play it for free, just gain 2 power.
Yeah, there's the arrow.
He's probably gonna Fate. Makes a lot of sense. Can you pull it? There it is.
Arrow's On the Run. So
On the Run.
Now Cusco's gonna be shuffled in. Gonna be shuffled in to 4 new Fate decks. Only 7 cards left. We still have both Peasants and a Beware the Groove.
Now I was gonna say the Peasants is very, very good. To get the kids back out and just shuffle them in places. That's nice though. Wait, is Jinx not gonna vanquish? No. Interesting. I figured he'd try to go for it. I know you would lose Sheriff, but curious what the decision behind that was.
So going back to the jungle, he's actually playing Eavesdrop. He's going to be looking into the Mudka's deck to see what he can find. Cusco's all the way over there. You got to make some moves. You got to think a little bit. We also haven't seen Path of Righteousness yet.
Trying to smash the deck because he's probably looking for the cards that will actually like harm him in the long run. So probably like a peasant or
Or the
Beware the
Path of
Groove probably wants to
Righteousness.
smash him out.
He's after them
Ooh.
on Potches. There's
Oh.
Peasant. So one of the peasants. There's a Beware the Groove though. It's just chilling right there.
Yeah.
So we know that Cusco's not there.
Now what's important though
Um,
is that he played the peasant, and because Cincinnatus played the peasant, he gets to choose whether or not the hero gets shuffled back in. So that ability just got burnt. So.
all right. So I think we're gonna see an intimidation. There's
Oh.
intimidation.
I like it. I
So
like it.
yeah. So he gained 2 and spent 1 because of King Richard's crown. At the jail, he's gonna gain 2 power from that. Gonna also have the ability to discard here. He's getting rid of a greed.
Ouch.
Why not pop off anytime soon?
No,
Since
not
he's doing
against
a pretty
Eastman
good
though.
job of keeping his power low. I mean, at what point we know Cusco's not in Podges, since he looked at Mudka's, and I
Yeah.
think the last thing you want is you don't. The last thing you really want is to have Cusco at Mudka's with
No, that'd be
Kronk all the
rough.
way at the palace.
I think really what Jinx probably wants to do now is try to be able to fate next turn and try to get a peasant or a Beware the Groove to put a kid back in a deck, especially if you know if Cusco's in one. The only dangerous thing right now is that Cusco could just be in that deck and the game's over, which I think is
Yeah.
what Cincy's doing. Oh, maybe not. Oh, gaining then spending. Interesting. Okay, just making sure we gain the power and seeing Path
Path
of
of
Righteousness.
Righteousness.
Nothing.
Wow. Okay. So he was after them. So that's Path of Righteousness. That's Beware the Groove. So this is actually pretty huge right now. Especially since we know that's Path of Righteousness. That's one of them. There's still another one. He's going to be vanquishing the peasant, which I think is a good call. Kronk is at 1 power. Going
That's
to be
interesting.
interesting to see here what
Yeah, it's really going to be interesting to see what Cincy does because still technically, um, probably maybe still 2 turns away.
well,
Apparently, the sheriff was being funky. What's going on here? I'm confused.
wait, what just
I'm confused. Oh, I see. So what they're doing is so that way the cards don't stack. They're just telling what's on sheriff. I see what's going on. They're just putting that off to the side. That is really confusing.
okay. So
I'm cool with it. It's a little funky, but I'll take it.
okay, okay. So we got the sheriff. He's got an arrow, and he's got 2 arrows. He's got a golden one and the bow and
Interesting.
arrows. Um, Jinx opting to play that Path of Righteousness just to try to add a little bit of pressure. Which I think I like. You know, like, but both of his fate spots are not uncovered right now. Wait, no, both of his both of his fate spots can't be covered because Sir Hiss is chilling at Nottingham.
Correct.
So,
Yeah. So still sitting relatively decent right now.
like, if this turns into a fate war, Jinx can make it turn into a fate war. He doesn't mind a fate war. He does get a Path That Rocks though to get up to 5. Another
There we
move
go.
coming
There's the
out.
move.
So I think we've figured out where we need to be. The only problem is Jinx doesn't know where Cusco is. There's a
Ooh.
Little John. Remember, we still have that warrant over at Nottingham. Okay, we're putting Little John over at Sherwood Forest. I'm going to be taking up all of Jinx's power, actually, which is 2. So now Jinx is chilling at 0 power, but still
It's
some
not.
mobility there with the sheriff.
Yeah, I was gonna say not that bad right now. Although what kind of stinks is that yeah, there we go. Just kind of have to get some power and try to generate some stuff. Ooh, putting out a warrant.
Putting out a warrant for free because of the crown. Yeah, after them can win the game if since he knows that Cusco's in the jungle,
That's true.
or even if he's at Mudka's, he can win because he'll only be at 2 power.
Doesn't have it.
Interesting.
Like I say, that's probably what. Because the thing too is, Cruel Irony is no longer going to work at that location.
That's right.
Yeah.
It's very, very true. So now you just need to find after them.
Yeah. I think since he's trying to see. Oh, Smashy. Oh, that's a good call.
smashing that third groove.
Is that the third one?
Yeah, that's the third one.
Oh wow. So that means there's just another peasant in there,
Yeah, there's one more peasant.
which we do not know where it is.
I can't remember if there are 3 paths to righteousness.
No, there are 2 paths of righteousness.
There are 2. So a peasant, Cusco.
So right now, Jinx basically has to make a call, assuming that since he's got the right stuff. Has to make some calls here. We're debating. There it is, Wolf Archer. So who are we taking out? Is the question.
So Wolf Archers go. The bow and arrows go. He's going to gain 2 power from the sheriff, and 4.
There we go. Big old swingy ding.
That's a pretty big swing there. Coming back up to 9, but at this point, we're kind of just superiority. Yeah, looking at Mudka's. Cusco might be in Mudka's. Bucky's at Mudka's.
Ooh. Yeah,
okay.
Didn't want to play the peasant, which made sense. Now, question is this game?
It could be, since he needs an after them.
Are all of them gone?
I think they might be.
Yeah, either that or since he's having bad luck. Now.
I was about to say, since he doesn't mind discarding them either, because he normally plays around Cruel Irony really well. But him moving Kronk around so much now is interesting because he can't pull that off in tandem.
So it looks like we're fading.
And Vanquish in the same turn. Fading here. Alanadale, clever disguise.
Yeah.
I think I like the disguise on Lil Jon just to kind of...
Just even the score?
Yeah, just a little bit.
It's not that bad.
Yeah, it really isn't that bad at all, but... Okay. Moving the sheriff first.
Moving Mr. Sheriff.
All right, moving the sheriff first. We're getting that 1 power.
So then we're gaining 3. Oh, wow. Jinx is climbing.
Yeah, Jinx is coming up just a little bit. He's going to spend 1 on prison to get...
Oh, wow.
Oh, okay. I like that play a lot, actually.
That's pretty good. I like it.
Although now Sheriff can't gain money every turn, all of his spots are open now. So... And he might be digging for taxes.
That might be what's going on here, too.
He might be trying to dig for taxes.
Oh.
We got an after them. That's a peasant. And there's Cusco.
And
that's Gabe.
That is game 1.
So game 1 there going to Cincinnati. But honestly, Jinx was making a little bit of a comeback there near the end. It felt like it would have gone either way at that point.
Yeah.
It felt like.
If Jinx was able to pull out lovely taxes and be able to fate and gain some decent power, like that would have been a really good position. Because honestly, if the fate was not needed, honestly, just go to Friar Tuck's Church, gain the 2, play taxes twice. Maybe move. Move the sheriff away, then move the sheriff back, and then try to go Vanquish, and then get some stuff off of that. That was a really good setup right there.
It was. He could have still moved Little Jon from Sherwood Forest. I think he had enough power for imprison, but I think he just wanted to make sure he wasn't spending too much money because he could have faded and gotten that peasant out. The only problem was he didn't know the peasant was there. So that's kind of the gamble you get there.
Yeah.
Now, folks, as we move on to game 2, again, Cincinnati will be picking his villain first,
There we
which will
go.
be Yzma. Again, for game 2, Yzma coming back out. Jinx will get the option to counterpick, which basically means that since he picks first, Jinx is aware of the pick, and he can select his character either around that or just play whatever character he wants, but he'll have the knowledge of knowing what's coming.
Exactly.
Jinx actually selecting the rat here, which I actually really enjoy. I think I've seen Jinx play the rat before, but both of these guys really, really good players. And with the rat, to me, it can go either way. The rat being one of the most popular picks for this league in general.
Yes.
But this will be a very interesting game. Ratigan and Yzma feels like a completely different game now than Prince John versus Yzma. Wonder what type of adjustments, if any, will be made from Cincy for this new character pick. He's not a rat.
Not yet.
All right, so we got a flip, and it's going to be on Cincinnati.
Actually, does Cincy want Rat to gain power?
Yeah, that's typically kind of, because I think Cincy might want to go first, because maybe Cincy doesn't mind being faded. So if he pulls a hero, we might be seeing it go to the toy shop. But then again, I don't know. We'll have to see. Yep, he's going first. So
he's going for it.
Let's see if what happens comes to fruition. But then again, a Devious can just end this real quick, discarding a bunch of stuff. Doing that quick little shuffle.
And quick shuffle.
Yeah, what do we get from here from this first fade action on Professor Ratigan? Olivia and the Mouse Queen.
I was gonna say,
the Mouse Queen, you normally want to see her out in general, but this is a little early, I think.
Yeah, because now Jinx can build that into the game plan while playing Rat, which is what makes Rat so good, is that Rat can kind of switch the play style that he needs to do kind of on a dime and has the tools to do so.
Especially around those ruffians.
Absolutely.
To gain more actions and power and utility. I think we might see it now. We're going to see a ruffians in a game 3. I think it's going to be a game 3 unless he plays something for 0. He's playing Greatest Criminal Mind. I think that's a pretty good call.
Oh, interesting.
To actually just gain the 2 power. Interesting call there. He still gets a discard. He gets rid of an Extravagant. And he gets a Fate this turn. So that Buckingham Palace, very, very strong. That's a very strong location for a turn 1. The 5 actions.
Yeah, it's really good. And if if the Mouse Queen wasn't out, the nice thing too is the Ruffians could be moved afterwards, which would be really nice. You can move them to a different location.
A wrong level, which is actually going to lower his power to 0.
Interesting.
And I want to ask this question. The Ratigan's the only character with a 5 action spot. Right?
No, Corella's got one.
That's right, Hellhall.
Yep.
Duh.
No.
All right, so we're going to be gaining 3, spending 2 on a right-hand man. So now we know that Kronk is coming on the board.
That was a good call.
All right, discarding another Imperial Guards. Going to be interesting to see if he just starts going for like the smashes. Wow. Oh, we got Felicia already just to get rid of the Mouse Queen.
Wow.
And that is really, really early.
That's
so
solid.
Mouse Queen is already gone.
I like it.
And one of the main heroes that gives Rat problems is off of the board. I would say it's the Mouse Queen over Basil, honestly, because of Felicia. And Basil is really not that strong.
Basil's irritating, but Mouse Queen directly just hinders the progress.
Yeah. And plus, losing those 2 allies is pretty huge, but also there are still 2 copies of Ruffians. 2 more copies of Ruffians, as well as that Belle. They can just bring her back whenever. We did get a smash, and I believe that was Path of Righteousness and Chaka. So one of the kids is gone.
Ooh.
And we got 2 copies of Queen's Guards off of a Fate. So they're both going to be put at Buckingham. And I'm not sure if Cincy wanted to see that.
No, I don't think so. What's nice about the guards is that they're 3 strength, but really the biggest weakness of them is the fact that they can only be played to Buckingham's Palace. And if we've learned anything about the Rat, he's really good, as you can see, of controlling heroes even when they're played on the board without defeating them, which is really nice.
Yeah. And he's doing that big capture play, and it looks like he's opting to stack items at Big Ben, which I actually like a lot because normally you don't see Big Ben get stacked on much with heroes. Normally it's Flaversham's and Buckingham. So we got a
There's
Kronk
Cronky
play
boy.
here from the jungle, and he's being played at the jungle again. Got an eavesdrop coming out as well. Wait, no, that was a
That was
discard.
just a discard.
Yeah, and just draw 2.
So we're gaining 1, spending 1. Another
There's another gears. It's going to be 6 power towards the robot queen. Discarding fidget, which
I don't think it's a bad call.
yeah, I don't think it's a bad call if you're trying to just look for stuff. You can't work around. You can't really work around the bell and stuff once you find it, as well as your other allies.
Discarding Devious.
Yeah, discarding a devious as well, which is interesting. Here comes a child, and it's going to the palace.
That's pretty nice.
That is pretty nice because right now I believe the Imperial Guards are 2.
Yes.
Yeah, so right now that card's not going to be played and to vanquish Tipo in the same turn. So
I'm still wowed by the Devious move.
Alright, so it looks like we're actually going to be going to Pacha's house instead. Going to be spending 2 on those Imperial Guards to get rid of the child later, and also get a fade off. He has the other copy of Devious.
Boom!
And
it doesn't do anything.
That's actually a pretty big play. In that case, I actually agree with getting rid of the other Devious, because at this point you're looking for stuff. If you have the other one, just use it. Find the Robot Queen. Do your own thing. Because at this point, Cincinnati is in like a pretty interesting spot, and now he's going to fade again because he played another Gears from the Secret Lair. So there's 9 power going towards the Robot Queen.
Yeah. On the Devious topic, I actually agree. If both of them were in hand, I agree with discarding one of them. As a Scar player, I tell people that if you have both copies of Injustice in your hand, it is definitely worth getting rid of one of them. Injustice is a little tougher because it's I would say, a lot more powerful than Devious, but Devious is still really good. So it's a little tougher to justify.
Playing Peasant to put the child back to where exactly? Mudkas. I think I like that idea, actually, because that's going to make him want to just keep smashing it or what have you. Alright, so we got a Vanquish on Tipo.
Goodbye, child. He will not be
One of the children is gone. One of the children are gone. He's going to gain 2 and spend 1 on a smash on that deck, and that other child might be fish to fry.
There she is. And Bucky.
Oh, and Bucky's gone too. Right, we do have a move of Kronk.
Ooh.
It's gonna put a power on him. And a flip.
No.
No fate. But the Robot Queen only costs 6 power. That's a Greatest Criminal Mind and a
discarding capture.
Robot Queen away. And a uniform.
Oh, baby.
Just loading it up. I like that. I like it.
Oh, baby. I like it.
Right, I mean, now he can play her at Big Ben or at Buckingham Palace and move her.
Judson right now. Be the end of this.
Yeah, Judson can cause some problems. Toby and Balloon.
That's not good on the balloon. That's an early balloon. And
yeah, that's an early balloon and a pretty early Toby as well. So he's opting to put the Queen's Guards to Big Ben and put Toby at Buckingham Palace. I actually like that a lot. Because now yeah, that's actually a really good play there from Cincy.
Yeah, with the guards being played to Big Ben, it blocks the extra move action. So if Radigan
Does.
has to move, um,
There's a greatest criminal mind. He's going to be
draw
drawing two
two.
more
Yeah, if
cards
Radigan
off
has to move normally, he'll have to do it the slow way.
that. Yeah.
I do
Really
agree
making the
with that
most
move
of
right
secret.
there.
Yeah, I'm really making the most of Secret Lair here. Not many actions there on the surface, but man,
Ooh.
another power on Kronk. And again, that just adds a little bit more pressure for Sensi to really
Yeah.
want to have to play Path That Rocks, given he can do it at the jungle and gain some money.
Yeah, that would be a good
But
power swing.
yeah, it would be a good one. But it just depends on where we're at with he could have Robot Queen and the airship around, and
There
here
it
comes
is.
the power swing like we were just talking about. So he's going to gain 2.
I got a feeling that's what might be happening right now is trying to grab the blimp and Robot Queen and just try to play them all in one swing.
Cincinnati's going for the YOLO. On the Run has been shown.
Ooh. Ooh.
And that, my friends, might just change the game completely because
Yeah.
now.
Well, now that's just going to force Cincy to have to play Smash with a hammer on that deck.
Yeah, see, now he needs Smash. Now he needs Smash real bad. He's going to gain 3. All right.
Smash is needed. Oh, are we seeing it?
We're back over. It's going to be 3 power for the Robot Queen.
All right, so we're
Discarding a
Bartholomew.
Bartholomew.
Spending 2.
Spending 2 on the tools.
Okay. I get behind that. Hasn't gained yet, so I wonder if Jinx is trying to...
Doesn't have anything else. Hasn't gained. Is he going to gain? He doesn't gain.
No, it doesn't gain.
Okay.
Interesting. Hopefully that wasn't a misplay. I hope that was under doing some tricky stuff.
Yeah, I hope that was an intentional no gain. I mean, look. The fact that On the Run was just revealed there is huge. He's got to play Smash. He's playing after them again.
Uh-oh. Yeah, both kids are gone. Cusco could die.
There he is.
Yeah. That's it. That's all that needed to happen. Yeah. Wow. Yzma.
Do not take this character for granted, folks.
No.
This character is good.
My God. Yzma. Holy crap. Every time I see Cincy play this character, it just makes me want to actually get good. I love the way that just the control style. But also, I mean, Jinx was pulling it through with Rat right there. Oh my God, I was on the bottom of the deck.
Yeah, Robot Queen was at the bottom.
What the heck? Oh, that sucks. Oh, that hurts.
Yeah, it's
that
rough.
hurts to know. But if Brian has taught me anything, when you can't find something you're looking for with Rat, you play the list.
Yep. Play the list.
Play the list. The map? The map? The map?
The map? The map? The map?
Map?
Well, folks, that is set 1.
That is set 1, everybody.
And Cincinnati wins 2-0 over Jinx KB. Yeah, I believe this was his first set of the week. So.
Oh, not yeah. Cincy's I know for sure it's first set. I didn't know if it was Jinx's or not.
Let me see. Let me find Jinx. This was Jinx's second set of the week for Jinx.
Second set of the week.
Yep.
Yeah. There you go. Purple potato. Tell me Cusco's dead. I need to hear these words. I like that. That's good. Well done about these players. That was some excellent play right there. Jinx coming in
Oh
with
yeah,
the
it was
Prince
some great
John.
play.
That was cool to see. I like seeing the mix up of characters. I enjoy that. Um, you have anything else to say before we jump into stats, Brian?
Well, Cincy is still strong. I think there's only one guy who can take down Cincy right now, and I'll get into that later.
Oh,
But I
really?
think there's only one guy who I think can actually take him down.
Yeah, I was gonna say I
Um,
believe so. Since he has not played all of his games yet this week, but I do believe if since he is still on the tear that he is, um, uh, he will be a monster in this
oh
league.
yeah, he'll be a monster.
Um, so shall we get to the stuff? Shall we get to it?
The stuff. Oh yeah, the stuff. Let's get
Um,
to the stuff.
okay, give me one here. Well, I will show the stats on stream. Give me 1 second. I'm gonna answer a quick message.
Awesome. Oh man, chat.
All right. Um, you know what? I just realized I don't know how I minimized Tabletop Simulator while I have all this open. So I get to finagle the cadangles. It's like what's the dumb thing that Link says in that one CDO game or where the hell it was? I
Oh
don't know.
gosh,
Chat will
I
chat will
don't know.
chat knows what I'm talking about. All right, Brian. Let's talk about some stats, shall we? I got the stats pulled up.
Awesome. I'm so down. What page are you on?
I am on the first page. I just got the player
The
standings right now.
standings. Awesome. Well, folks, we're going to look into the player standings and the stats. But first, I want to give a quick reminder to maybe anyone that is new watching the stream how this league works. Basically, the format is each week, each player will have the chance to play up to 4 matches a week. They have to be against different people for the week. You can play the same person, but you can't play the same person twice within 1 week. Um, but yeah, basically, you play 4 matches a week, and then the points breakdown is simply this: if you win the set 2-0, 2 games to none, each set is a best of 3, by the way. If you win each a set 2-0, you get 6 points to your wicked points score. Winning a set 2-1 gives you 5. Losing a set 1 and 2 gives you 3, and then losing a set 0-2 gives you 2 points. As you can see here on Jonesy's screen, we've got our wicked points row as well as match win percentage and game win percentage. Those things are also going to be tallied up to decide for a top 4 at the end of Wicked League Season 1, which will be at the end of, I think it's like, when is Season 1? At the end of this month, right?
Yes,
Jonesy?
it will be.
Yeah.
The last day is literally the last day of September, I
Nice.
believe, because how I know is the last week of September is when Crash Bandicoot 4 It's About Time comes out. So I will just let everyone know that Thursday there will be no Wicket League because number one, the first season will have ended, and two, Crash Bandicoot, everybody. Um,
Yeah.
but yes, because it will be September 30th, which will be a Wednesday.
Yeah. All right. And then getting a good look at our stats right now. I'm going to take a quick breakdown. In our first seed, number 1 is Zach Pinsence. He's got a great game win, game loss record. 14 wins, 5 losses. And by the games, we mean individual games, not sets. As we
Correct.
go into match wins and match losses, this is in reference to sets. He has won every single one of his sets. He has not lost a set yet.
Interesting
He
stuff.
has had a couple of games or sets go to 3 games, which kind of lowered his points by a little bit. But he's sitting pretty on top with 37 points and still 1 game left to go. Um, and then after that is me,
Yeah, yours
I
truly.
guess. Yeah, me. 11-9. It's kind of gross. 11 wins and 9 losses with 55% game win percentage. But I have won 5 sets and only lost 3, which I guess is all right. And I'm at 34 points, but I don't have any matches left this week. There are some guys down. Purple Potato as well, right below me, 11-6, 5-2. With a set win-loss record, 5 sets won, 2 sets lost. I think both of those set losses might be from me, straight up. He's at 33 wicked points, and he still has a match left, so he's going to pass me. And then also in fourth place, we got Chocolate Rain at 11-6. I think he's at the exact same record as Purple Potato. 11-6 game win, game loss.
Yep.
4-2 match win. Wait, no. 5-2 match win, match loss, and 33 wicked points. 1 set left, which we are going to see here tonight. Chocolate Rain going up against Jamie, and I actually want to get into Jamie right quick. I've been watching this player a little bit. Rocking an 8-2 game win, game loss record. 8-2. That's an 80% win rate. Set record is 4 set wins and 1 set loss. It's still very good. And he's at 26 points with 3 games left, or 3 matches left this week. So he's got some time to get some points in and get his rank up very high. What do you think of that, Joker?
So so I've seen Jamie play a few times, and this guy's nuts. I'm excited to see Jamie play tonight.
I am too.
This will be interesting.
Yeah, and then if we go to the player data, I'm going to look at Jamie's player data. We got this little thing here where we can see, go and select a player, and it basically gives us stats on every character that they've played. Jamie, sorry to spoil it. I don't want to spoil anything or your strategy, but this is public knowledge, so anyone can look at it. Jamie has only played 1 character for this entire Wicked League, and it's been the one and only Captain Hook. She is 1-0 in the Hook Ditto, 1-0 in the Jafar Ditto, 2-1 against Mal, 3-0 against Prince John, 1-0 against Evil Queen. He's 0-1 against Radigan, but that brings him to an 8-2 record as Captain Hook. Any thoughts on that, man? I mean, I love to see it because
looks like someone's trying to take your mantle of being the Captain Hook main around here.
Yeah, I know, right? Maybe.
Well, I was gonna say, first off, this is insane because I don't think there's any other player right now in our league who is actually just stuck with 1 character. I think because I know even you've been mixing it up a little bit for being the Hook person around here, but like, first off, it's awesome to see that we have someone who's just dedicated to a character, which is pretty rad. But the fact that just been kind of just destroying with Hook here, just like got lots of wins. Really, the only loss is against Radigan, but Radigan is a semi-tough matchup for Hook sometimes. I think this is a incredible showing. I've seen Jamie play too, and Jamie is very good. So, I'm one of the shining star or the shining new player stars in our league that we've seen so far, and I want to give shout outs. I'm really excited to see Jamie play tonight. So,
yeah, me too, man. And if we go back over to the standings as well, I do want to kind of reiterate a little bit of something. This league is long.
yes,
It's 4 weeks. So we're going to see a lot of big swings, and I want to shout out somebody in particular. His name is Secret Lawyer Man. Week 1, he had a little bit of a rough time, I think, getting into it. But yesterday, he beat me 2-0, and I think he had another match that he won 2-0. And now he is sitting right in the middle of the pack. Like, well, not right in the middle, a little bit above the middle. He's at 23 points, and he still has 2 matches left this week.
yeah.
So he has the potential to make some swings as well. As well as Jinx KB as well, who we just saw. He still has 2 matches. He's sitting at 20 points right now, but still a lot of time in this league to play, win some matches, get matches in, and get up on that leaderboard. And again, the deciding factor in the top 4 tournament at the end of the season. Forgot to mention that as well. There's going to be a top 4 tourney at the end of this season, and whoever wins that tourney will be participating in, like, I guess, a super tourney or like a super major type tourney
Yeah.
at the end of like 3 months to go head to head with the winners of each season. Um, it's wicked points, match win, and game win. So the main thing here is that you're winning your games and you're winning your sets, but also your wicked points are important as well to factor in. But I think number one is get your games in. Make sure you get all 4 in during the week. Win. And maybe try and keep it a 2-0, because right now we're sensing there are people that switch between characters, and just like we were on with Jamie, if he has something really good with hook cooking, he can just stick it out with hook and say, I'm just going to try and get 6 points, like straight up, because this is my best character. I would do the same thing, and that's just going to get you up on the leaderboard because you'd be trying to win each set 2-0. You know what I'm saying?
Yes, I know. I know, just coming from the fighting game side of things, there's a point when during the month or whatever season of whatever game you're playing, once you kind of get your feet wet and you kind of know where you need to be, you kind of stick with what you know and you try to go guns blazing with what you know. I know since you pointed out in chat that didn't spice it up tonight. I'll come in next time with something a little more unique. You know, I think players playing at their highest level is a unique thing because it's like if you watch two players say play the same character. Like watching you play Hook and then watching Jamie play Hook is really exciting because both of you folks play the character relatively, you still play Hook like the same but still different at the same time. And I think that's what also it's exciting to see. Sure, it's also really fun to see different characters be brought to the table, but definitely like seeing two players go at it with a really high, like the same character and like still play differently but at a really high level is really fun to watch. So stick with what you got. If I've learned anything from my time competing, um, it's still cool. Got to
Yeah.
bring out the good
Also,
stuff.
guys, big shameless plug there. Brought to the Table. Go to YouTube, type in Brought to the Table, give it a subscribe, check out the videos. We got so many videos going up there from our competitive matches, from I think like the first tournament.
Yeah, we got the first time we did the Wicked League prologue stuff. That's what's going up right now. And I will confirm that possibly this weekend I am going to start seeing if I can upload the streams from our prologue as well as possibly these streams on YouTube. So you guys can watch them there if you miss it and just want to stick with the channel. So those league games will be going up. I just need to make sure I can upload 3-hour long streams to YouTube, but which I believe I can. So it'll take a little finessing. But why is it Brian knows how to plug my channel better than I do?
I don't know, man. I just heard you say Brought to the Table, and I was like, plug, plug, plug,
Yeah,
plug, 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 plug,
plug.
Yeah.
Yes. That is the new
Also,
YouTube channel.
the last thing I really want to throw out is the number of total games played in this
Yes,
Wicked
I
League.
don't think
So,
I could see it because I screwed with the table. But what's the number of games played right now?
games played, and this is just individual games, not sets. The number of games that have been played so far, midway into week 2, so about a week and a half, 212 games have been played. 89 total sets have been played. So there have been more and more sets, I think, going to 2-0 as opposed to 2-1. Just ending in 2 games as opposed to ending in 3. We're sitting at like an average of 2.4 games a set. So it kind of shifts around. So we're not seeing. We are still seeing some game 3s, maybe even a lot, but we're seeing more game sets ending in about 2 games. And then really, I guess we have the time. One
We
of the
do have the
last things
time.
to
You want to
throw
talk about the
out.
villains?
Yeah, I want to talk about the villains.
Let's talk about the villains, and then we'll get into our next set.
We don't have to go too deep, I think, here like we did last week, but mostly want to go over kind of the top guys, and I think maybe some characters that I think would be cool to see, maybe need some more love. We'll start with the top guys though, and that's Dr. Facilier. He's at 99 games played, and again with games that I think that means picks. He's been picked 99 times.
Correct.
So Dr. Facilier has been picked 99 times to be played. Um, Captain Hook coming in right after that with 95. And then right after that, the Superior Mind himself at 89 games played. Obviously, Jonesy, these characters still very super strong. But what do you think is making people want to play these characters other than that they look good on the surface?
So, I have talked a bit about this in our Discord server, so I won't try to go on too long about this. But when it comes to Captain Hook and Ratigan, those two in particular, the reason why I think they keep getting played as much as they do is because in this game, I feel the characters that are the strongest are the ones that can really deal with a multitude of different situations or are able to kind of scoot around the different fate cards or the digging that they might need to do. So both Captain Hook and Ratigan need to dig for things and play those cards and then do some other stuff. Actually move something in their realm as well. And both of those characters have lots of tools to deal with the things that come their way. And the thing with Captain Hook, I know you've shown this off, and I know you eventually when we do that Captain Hook deep dive, you can talk
Yes.
more about this. But the whole fact that all the different cards that are in Captain Hook's deck have so much versatility and what they can be used for at certain times. Used to
Yep.
find Peter Pan, get rid of bad fate cards you don't want out, move heroes around to open up actions on your realm. Extra action economy, how you can use Starkey to not even just move Peter Pan, other heroes around. I can go on and on. He just has a lot of versatility. And same thing with Ratigan. Now, Ratigan and Hook do differ a little bit because, what is it? Hook really relies off Vanquish control, while Ratigan really relies off of power gaining and card gaining as well. He doesn't focus as much on vanquishing, although he still does have hero manipulation tools through capture, being able to summon Felicia out using ruffians to do some chaining of some stuff. So those characters, just because of the matter of tools, it makes them really easy and powerful to kind of pick up from the get go. And once you kind of learn how to get super meta with the tools, they become really powerful. When it comes to Doctor, really what it boils down to the Doctor is he's kind of in the same boat, but it's just the fact that he's really fast. He is also very versatile, can gain a lot of money very quickly. If you're playing him correctly, you're not playing, super passively. You can still play a little Vanquish aggressive and actually can chain off of that since a lot of his allies are cheap.
Yep.
As someone who plays Doctor, Cincinnatus pointed out one of my strategies on Monday. Curse you, Cincinnatus. But if you really want to play good Doctor, you lace your board with allies, and then as heroes come up, you just take them out one by one, and you're really not spending a lot of money to do it. So he's just I. This is a topic for another day. I do not think he's the best character, but I think from the get go, just by the fact that he is incredibly fast and has incredibly powerful tools, he is still. That's why people pick him. I do
Yeah.
believe up a little bit is also the RN Jesus that comes with Doctor, but
Yeah.
I think as of recent, as you can tell by his win ratio, I think a lot of people were picking him because he's the fast guy. And in reality,
Yeah.
they kind of realize that there's a little bit more to him than that. But once you use all of his tools effectively, which they're not super hard to use effectively, it's not like with Captain Hook or Ratigan where you have to kind of think a little outside the box to kind of use them in a more effective light. I think anyone picking up Doctor for the first time can immediately see how these are supposed to be used and just kind of go ham.
Yeah.
Um,
I think mostly with Doctor is that I don't think any character is necessarily the best. There might be someone that's the best on paper, like with like their goal or whatever, but it's really up to whoever's playing that character to make them the best. So
correct.
I don't think any character is typically the best, but I think Doctor is definitely threatening in that
I
his
agree.
his goal is just immediately a threat. He's kind of a threat right off the bat. But I will say, I think he gets into one of the worst fate lock scenarios, or like not fate lock, but fate reshuffle scenarios I've ever seen.
You can get pretty
If
locked up if you aren't
yeah,
trying to take care of problems, for
yeah,
sure.
and then I know we're about to get into our last game, and we gotta get our commentators on board. I do just want to throw out some of our lower represented villains. Ursula being number one at 16 games. Um, I think there's a huge reason for that. As far as like probably like in the beginning of the community and most of the talk about if there was a a character that was seen as the worst, it was going
Yes.
to be Ursula. But we have seen a little bit of a come up. There are people that play her, just not a lot, I think, just not too much. And if there are people that play her, there's not enough of them to get her up in the ranks. Um, Going off after that, we've got, I believe the next one is Corella DeVille.
Yes.
At 25 games played, she's rocking a 10 and 15 win loss record. Um, and this kind of goes for the Perfectly Wretched guys as well. That they are a little bit brand new to the game, but it's interesting to see that Cruella DeVille is the least played of the Perfectly Wretched characters. What are your thoughts on that, Joker?
I find that interesting because I actually 100% believe she is the best of the three. In terms of just she's strong. I think what makes her really good in this game is the fact that once you get around the whole placing the puppies out on the board, you basically can come home swinging. Um, if those of you saw my exhibition with Zach the other day, we got in a little bit of a fate war, and I was getting close to overcoming the hump of the fate war with Corella, and I was about to just take the game home, but Ursula was able to lock the lair with both the items there, and I was kind of done. Um, so I think I'm surprised not more people are playing her. I do understand though, because she is a little odd in the fact that one of the things we did see last week is Corella can get in a weird situation where she's not able to defeat as much as she can and gets locked down with heroes blocking everything. And you have to play really smart devilishes at the right time. You got to be able to
Yeah.
get those allies back out efficiently, and that's just really difficult if you're from a learning standpoint. Which is why I think Gothel and Pete, even though I don't think they're as good, are a little bit more approachable because they have a more traditional way of dealing with the problems that come their way. Especially because I actually believe Mother Gothel specifically, her fate deck is actually not that punishing towards her. It's more of manipulating her own villain deck that makes her a little more tough
Yeah,
to
for
play.
sure. And honestly, I know that there is someone that mains Ursula. Um, he's in the chat right now,
Yeah,
Pro. Hello.
Pro,
Um,
calling you out.
but I don't know of anyone that mains Cruella DeVille that says Cruella DeVille is one of my favorite characters. Like I play this character all the time, or I would bring this character to a competitive standpoint. Like I have her that figured out and like a strategy built up with her. To me, Cruella DeVille is not one of those villains yet. I have seen good Pete play. Um, I think that was actually Shattered Ice. I was playing with him, and he has a really good
Really?
Pete. I think he was kind of just messing around though, and I told him like, dude, just go Pete. Like, you're good. Like, just go Pete. But then again, Shattered Ice, I think, is one of those guys that also plays a lot of characters, just like Zach. Um, but yeah, these stats here, you guys, are nothing to be like, oh, play these characters more, play these characters less, or anything. Just kind of giving you all some more um inspection or more attention to detail as far as what's being picked in these competitive environments, and maybe trying to ask questions of, well, why is this character being picked and why is this character not being picked, and just trying to think theoretically, not like, oh, this character is bad and this character is good, just saying that maybe this character hasn't been broken down yet, like maybe Corella hasn't been broken down as much as Captain Hook has, or vice versa. Maybe Captain Hook has been broken down so much and Corella is just not there yet. But yeah, and also want to give a huge shout out to Cincinnatus, who played in that first set against Jinx. He put this entire thing
Yeah.
together, this form, all this data, and it uploads directly onto there whenever a set is reported. So for you guys that are watching this that are involved in the Wicked League, I highly suggest you keep up with this form just to have an idea of your stats and know where you're at, as well as maybe even your opponent's stats. And you can say, hey, I'm playing this guy, they play this character. How can I get ready for this? And think like, okay, I need to find someone that plays Hook. I need to find someone that plays Scar. I need to find someone that plays Mother Gothel. Where can I find these people? It'll be easy to find them. And yeah, keep the matches up. Keep it going. This league has been kick ass so far.
Yes. It's been
And I think
incredible.
we're about to be getting into our second game. Do you know if we're going to a break right now, or are we just going to try and
Well,
get
we will
Zach and
take a
Jinx
quick
in?
second to get everyone all situated before we get started. Before we go, I have two things I want to note. Number one, all of you need to start playing Scar more. Just because I'm a Scar fan, I have to say that. I will say this. as someone who's been seeing Scar played by Zach, Secret Lawyer Man also plays a good Scar, and someone who plays Scar. If you want a momentum swing character that will make Dr. Basilier run for his money, Scar is the one to play. That is not me just also being biased because I love the character. Second, I have actually replaced Radigan with Corella as my top 3 characters I play competitively, Brian. Just to tell you what. So that's how much I enjoy her as a character in this game. So Radigan used to be my number 3, and Corella is now number 3. So if I ever get my chops to play competitively for whatever reason, she's the one.
Radigan used to be my number 2, and then I got bopped by Pikmin's Prince John. And I was playing Hook, and I was like, oh my god, I need something else, and I don't think Rad's going to be it. And I was looking at Queen of Hearts, and I was like, no one plays her. I'm going to play Queen of Hearts, and it's been love ever since.
No, yeah, I know you love Queen of Hearts. I'm glad she's getting a little more love.
That's sure. Dude, she's fantastic. And also big shout out to Jinx as well. He's a great, he's a great Queen of Hearts main as well, and a lot of his games and seeing him play with her kind of helped bring me to her a little bit more as well. But you guys, we're going to get right into this match. Get our 2 new commentators on board, Zach Pinsence and Jinx KB. We're going to take a quick little break here. Don't go anywhere, though. We'll be right back with Chocolate Rain 72. I believe that is his name on the server.
That's correct. Yeah, I was gonna say, I'm gonna go onto the screen load and play a little bit of music to make sure we're all set and ready to go. And then we'll be back, everybody. So don't go anywhere. We'll take about maybe like a minute or 2, make sure everyone's good to go, and then we'll get the party started. So don't go anywhere. We'll be right back with more Disney Villainous. All right, everybody. Are you ready? Can you still hear me? How y'all
Are
doing?
you ready?
There we go. Brian and I are about to step out here, but before we get too involved, Zach, let your voice be heard.
My voice is being heard.
Can
I'm
you
ready
guys
for
hear
another set
Zach?
of villainous.
I didn't mute him this time, I swear. Um,
I'm not sabotaged anymore.
no, you're not sabotaged. I didn't purposely try to knock you out of the voice. But joining us for the first time on stream commentary. Let's give a huge round of applause slash welcomes to Jinx KB. Jinx, let your voice be heard.
Woo.
JKB here. You will know me as the one who talks too much.
Oh no, it's fine. Please talk. I mean, that's why you're here. Exactly.
Better too much than not enough, I say.
Exactly. That's what the whole point of commentary is.
Ain't it the
It
truth?
means you're just qualified for the job.
Exactly.
Works for me.
All right. Chat, let us know if everyone sounds okay. And then once we sound okay, I'm going to give the go and I'm going to let Jinx and Zach take over commentary. So let us know. And then we'll go ahead and get started. I hope you guys like the music. There is nothing better than playing One Winged Angel before playing Villainous.
I'm sorry, what? You played One Winged Angel?
Yes.
I have to go watch the VOD back now. I want to get freaking hyped.
Dude, it's the version from freaking the FF7 remake. And let me tell you, if you don't get hyped listening to One Winged Angel, you have no soul. I'm just going to say that right now.
I always preferred the Advent Children version. And for me, my usual like pre-tournament music is gonna go Far Kid. Of all things.
Oh,
Kids
what?
don't look up the original lyrics.
What's my get hype music is listening to Shadow Jago's theme from Killer Instinct, and let me tell you, if you don't get hype after that, whoo, whoo.
My hype music is literally Rage Against the Machine. I just throw things at the walls. No, I don't throw things at the walls, but I do listen to Rage Against the Machine.
And if you want to throw some Disney in there, there is no Disney song that will get you more hyped than I'll Make a Man of You.
Yep.
Oh, of course not. No.
Of course.
By the way, the Pokemon riff on that is hysterical.
There's a Pokemon version of that song?
Yeah, the it's like you're unsuited for the Elite Four, so pack up, go in box 2.
I see. You know, I don't spend enough time on the internet. I don't.
I love it.
And sometimes I'm okay with that. But without further ado, I'm gonna let our players let them know. Let's go. And then I and myself and Brian are gonna shut up and let Jinx and Zach take over. So without further ado, let the worst take it all.
Yeah.
Let's rock. I'm excited to see what matchup we're going to see here. Jinx, what do you think we're going to see?
I haven't seen Jamie play. I've only seen the
What?
Actual my goodness.
And didn't they say this is the first time that we have a non-hook played?
Is this happening?
Hold that.
Ursula mirror match on Disney Villainous competitive stream. This is historic, ladies and gentlemen. This was truly unexpected, out of left field. Never would have predicted this. And here we are. Oh my goodness. Jinx, what do you think of this mirror madness?
Well, you know, now that I've picked my jaw up off my unsanitary apartment floor, Ursula does have... Oh, was this planned?
We got punked. We got punked. Well played,
Oh my God.
Jamie and Chocolate Rain. I was getting so hyped for this.
You and Emperor were so excited.
We were so excited. That makes me want to play an Ursula match after this just to make up for it. But oh man. Poor Ursula. All right.
Well, if it's not too late, I might actually take you up on that.
All right. Well, let's see.
Uh,
We are seeing a classic hook from Jamie, and we're seeing Mother Gothel from Chocolate. Jamie has played exclusively Hook, so he is 8-2 with Hook, and Chocolate is a 3-3 with Gothel right now. It's about a 50% win rate. Hook
you
at
know,
75%.
I've seen his Gothel before. It's actually really good. I don't know. Again, I usually look at conditions when with the matchups. So duplicity, you can definitely make something happen with taunt there. Um, there is some items moving around. It's not urgent to the goal. Um,
Yep.
I
And
think
the thing is,
Hook.
Hook's conditions trigger very well against Gothel between the Stabbingtons for Cunning and Vanquishing Rapunzel for Obsession.
Yeah, I think this might be in Hook's favor just because with the high roll, he can. I mean, no matter which way you cut it, it takes a while to get trust.
Yep. And we're seeing a very typical first turn Hook here. Discard a bunch of cards. Not playing anything, though. But we see an early Fate, Pascal coming out. And that is exactly who you don't want to see as Mother Gothel, making it a lot easier for Rapunzel to end up at Corona.
Yeah, usually you see him at the tower just to stops a lot of those combo pieces. Getting to Corona faster is definitely going to hurt, especially again if you haven't filtered for enough setup yet. Ooh, early whiff for a Fate against Hook. It's always that guessing game of how much work do you force Hook to do himself.
All right, we're seeing the adjustment on the power there. It's a good call in the chat from Empro. Chocolate should have started with 1 because he went second. He gained 1. Looks like he's playing nothing, though. Or is he thinking about playing a card here? Looks like he is selecting. No. We are playing Mother Knows Best. Or we're just discarding it? No. Discarding Revenge. And is that being played or discarded? I think he's considering. Looks like we're playing it. Rapunzel is staying at the tower for now.
That's a good call. Make sure that she's got, her
Nope,
combo
just kidding.
pieces before. Really?
Chocolate says, nope, he was debating back and forth between that call. And he says, screw it, Rapunzel's going to the forest. And we see Hook coming to the Jolly Roger, playing an early worthy opponent. I like this. Cycle through the Fate deck a little bit, bring out a hero. And it's Windy. That is, I think, other than TikTok, exactly who you don't want to see. Windy
But at
buffs
least
up
he's got
everybody's.
control over where she goes.
Agreed.
So I wonder if we'll get a Vanquish already.
I think if we have a Royal Guard, that is getting played, and Pascal is not going to last very much longer. Interesting opting to get rid of the Revenge, though. Whereas he could have played it to gain a trust, at least, at the expense of Pascal. There's some Lost Boys. Which, again, with Windy out means there are 5 strengths. You're going to need at least 6 for Hook, because none of his cards can have an odd amount of strength.
Yeah, the strength modifiers don't usually do much with Lost Boys. You're going to be spending a couple anyway. And we were mentioning this on one of our practice rounds. Before there's any trust at all, Gothel has free reign to just let Rapunzel sit,
Yep.
and not
Oh,
have
no.
to worry about it.
Early map. That's exactly what you didn't want to see is Chocolate Rain here. As Jamie now has control of that move hero action. He has control of his second Fate action.
Yeah,
This is not good.
we've
Be
not
interesting
seen
to see.
any taunts yet, but if it were me, I would force Jamie to do all the work getting those heroes out.
Exactly. You're exactly right. That's what you have to do at this point is make Hook do the work. Make him play those worthy opponents. Give him his scares. And I think Chocolate's doing exactly what you just described a minute ago, Jinx, is that he is letting Rapunzel sit at Corona, not worrying about losing any trust because he doesn't have any to lose. We see that hero stack happening already for Hook here. See boarding party come out. We see our second Fate. Hook-hand and aging. Yep, I think that's a solid call.
Yeah. Not too exciting cards. Oh, but that's any
That's
kind of trust
exactly what
heroes are
you
not fun to
didn't want to
use.
see go. Oh, and we're playing Hook-hand at the Snuggly Duckling instead. Interesting. I do think he would have been better at the tower, but maybe Jamie is encouraging leaving that fate spot open to make it more tempting for Chocolate to want to fate
Well, I
him.
think that's exactly what he's doing.
We are shuffling Pascal to Corona, where his ability is essentially useless. We are spending one on another Royal Guard, and we are putting it at the Snuggly Duckling. We're spending one more, it looks like. And a crown. That's a great play. Crown at Corona. That's exactly what you
No,
want. We're seeing another fate from Jamie here.
yeah, with
Give him a
no
scare.
trust yet, a lot of
Uh-oh.
people just spend the crown as soon as you can. I've
Uh-oh.
found it really helpful to keep that power going throughout the game. Yeah, give him the
Exactly.
scare,
We're seeing the
putting
cards
it
go
to
back on
down.
top. And that can only mean one thing. I've played with Jamie enough to know that if the cards go back on top, that is hook. Now, this actually benefits Chocolate Rain here. Floating Lights can't be played because Rapunzel's at Corona. So Flynn just sticks around to give Gothel 2 free trust
Yeah,
once
that's
she
a
vanquishes
revenge
him.
combo waiting to happen.
Absolutely. Now, again, if you're Chocolate Rain, you are not fading and not even going for it because you know you saw Jamie put those cards back on top. So we wait till Pan comes out, then get aggressive with the fates.
Yeah, well,
Ending
and
3.
trust aside, he's got a lot of heroes, especially covering up those two end spots.
Yep.
Now the
Thinking about what we
upside
want.
is he does have two guards, so whether you vanquish him or not, a lot of those are very easily shuffled and stackable where you want him.
Yep. And Chocolate very smart with him choosing to shuffle the Royal Guard with Pascal over to Corona, where his ability is essentially useless. Hookhand doesn't have an ability that hinders Mother Gothel. We are playing Let Down Your Hair to move Rapunzel to the Snuggly Duckling.
Which means there's probably some trust gaining coming in the future. I wonder if we'll see a setup for a knife.
I have a feeling next turn we might see a Forest and move Flynn Rider to the Snuggly Duckling. We're seeing a third fate in a row here from Jamie, though.
I mean,
Considering
at
it,
this point, he's just daring him to fate back.
maybe he's thinking he doesn't want to go there. Is he reconsidering?
Well, there's not much else he can do. I mean, there's not a lot.
That's
Moving
his whole
heroes
turn.
isn't exciting. He is
Interesting.
gaining power.
Opted not to fate there. Nothing to move. He didn't play anything either.
Wonder
Okay.
if he's just resetting his whole turn, or not. Very
Looks like
sportsmanlike.
that was
Because
his turn.
Chocolate does have an awful lot of heroes to deal with, even without an extra.
Yep. Now, I do want to point out the irony of seeing Hookhand on the board against Captain Hook here. I do think that is some fun thematics here.
Yeah. But
You
they
got
have a
Hookhand chilling against
Gothel
the
has a
ultimate.
much smaller reptile chasing her around.
Yep. And do we see a Stabbington here? Or do we just see Rapunzel staying there? Oh, she's getting moved. Okay. Still must be looking for a Stabbington at this point. Maybe not. No.
Well, he's certainly got the
Yes.
power to play it. I rarely see Gothel hoarding this much.
Exactly. And I think with him knowing he is not worried about fading Hook right now, he has no problem jumping between Snuggly Duckling and Forest, getting that power. Are we playing nothing, moving nothing, just losing the trust we just played from misdirection? Are we taking it back? Okay. Playing a knife instead. I think that's a
There's that
solid
knife
call.
that we were looking for. With the crown there. So there's a
Getting
couple of options here.
interesting that cunning could have been played unless there were no allies, because that knife, the rider with the knife, or the guard rather, is now 4 strength. Queen and
Oh,
king can't take any trust.
I so easily forget that it's a +2. Most of those items are +1, including that frying pan.
Yep. Yeah, just like Hook's cutlasses, they give you +2 strength whenever they are attached to an ally.
I can understand that. No trust to lose, double stacking at the most important combo
Point.
location.
Oh, obsession. Here comes Peter Pan at Hangman's Tree. Oh, Pan and getting rid of a taunt. That is even better. Wow. That was a very clutch obsession play for Jamie. One of the taunts already gone. We do have Wendy on the board, so Peter Pan is at 9 strength. Chocolate at this point, now he knows he really needs to start digging for a taunt. I think we see I Love You Most,
But
and the
especially
Mother Knows
since it's only
Best.
one
Interesting.
So we
And this is
might
a
definitely go ahead.
This is a rough position for Gothel with 2 4-strength heroes, 3 right now with Rapunzel being there at the tower, covering up that top fate. Now with Pan out, Chocolate needs to fate more frequently, and he can't do that with those heroes sitting there.
One
Are
has
we
a
taking the
drain.
1 trust? Are we playing Shorty? You could even play Shorty to the tower and move Rapunzel to Corona, not even letting, or Gothel rather, not even letting Gothel fate. Choosing just to take the 1
Yeah,
trust, and we are going to
Shorty
Corona.
doesn't look strong on paper, but the ability to force Gothel to move away from where she's going.
Yep.
Not a taunt, but always a good point. There actually isn't an awful lot of power at the Jolly Roger yet, especially with Starkey so far away.
Yep. I do think Starkey could be moved, and then he could be in Aye Sir territory.
Yeah, I mean, if I were Gothel, the fate that I would do would go right to Mermaid Lagoon to stop him from getting that power and getting 2 allies for the price of 1. It's
Yeah,
not a
you really want a
perfect
hero
metaphor.
there. Agree. All right, we're thinking about what we want to play. 6 power, playing nothing. Interesting. And so Rapunzel should move to Snuggly Duckling.
There was a Mother Knows Best last turn. And
Oh,
you've
did he
got
play
an
another one?
ingenious device. Oh, the turns are going by fast. It's on the top of the deck, I assume so. So
Wow.
there we get that huge combo play that we were talking about, getting a
And
bunch of
Pan
stuff
is
over there. This is a really tough position for Gothel. No
Pan is at
trust to
11,
speak
so he
of yet.
can't win next turn. He can only play 1 card, and there are no cannons around. See a trust and a misdirection, and now moving. That's a solid call. Getting 3 trust in 1 turn. Love to see that. Hansel moves to the forest, and next turn, Chocolate is going to Corona to Fate. Do we see another ally? We see discarding. Give him a
Yeah, if
scare.
you
That's a
don't
solid
have
call.
allies, you're going to be digging for them.
Oh,
Oh,
no.
that may be
There
game.
goes the other taunt.
There's
At
no
this point,
cannon unless TikTok comes out, and even then he can afford to lose his hand.
yep. But I would say even Tinkerbell at this point could slow him down, get rid of one of the brutes.
Oh, I had
Yeah, we have
forgotten
to go
about
Fate
her.
here.
Quick choice, obvious choice. No, between the
I think that's a
device
smart
and the
play.
tree
I think that's a
open.
smart play. You want to force TikTok to be more annoying. Can't move heroes there. And then make Jamie do the work of using the device or Hangman's Tree location action to move TikTok over to Jolly Roger.
Yeah, I was gonna say that's not gonna slow him down long, but it might slow him down long enough. There's 2 cards left in the Fate deck, so he's gonna need to Fate at least twice, unless a worthy opponent or something is played.
And again, Tinkerbell is still in there, so Tinkerbell could come out.
Yeah, you're
Ruin his day.
guaranteed Tinkerbell on the next turn.
Problem is the Chocolate can't Fate this turn.
Yeah, that
And
double
so
stack is brutal.
if Hook has the strength, we could just put Wolf at the tower and just rub it in and make it even worse here, which I actually think is the right call because I think Chocolate's going to want to move Flynn at least over to the Snuggly Duckling within killing territory of that other Royal Guard and Royal Rider. But nope, instead just choosing to cover up the play economy here. At this point, we are moving TikTok. At this
I mean,
point, we
He doesn't have much to lose by putting more heroes out. If there's going to be a revenge or some kind of combo, there's enough heroes out there to pick from.
Yep. All right. Are we seeing a Royal Rider and Rapunzel's getting vanquished? I assume we're getting power from the crown at this stage. 3 trust is a little early. Yep. That's what's happening. Rapunzel moves to the Snuggly Duckling, and Hook is going. Do we see a cannon and an ally, or cannon and II? Cannon.
Yeah.
Aye, sir. And that is 12 strength, and Pan is at 11. So that is game 1.
Yeah, having been on the end of Brian when he's gotten everything in his favor, on more than one occasion, that between the early map and everything else, yeah, it wasn't impossible, but that was long odds.
Yep, and that was some unfortunate RNG on Chocolate's part with Jamie getting that map on turn 3 and then him being able to pull out Pan towards the top of the Fate deck with Obsession.
Yeah, both
Wasn't too much he could do.
taunts gone. But now counterpicking is in play, and assuming Jamie sticks with Hook, who do you think Chocolate would go with next?
Oh, I think Chocolate is going Doctor no matter what Jamie picks. We could see Jamie trying to pull something different and go someone else here. But I think Chocolate's feeling really confident in his Doctor. And I've spoken with him before, and he has told me that Doctor is his preferable game 2 pick in most situations. Whether he's won game 1 or not, whether he's trying to go for the 2-0 or force a game 3, he's very comfortable with Doctor. So he tends to save that for his second game. But
Well, I've seen that match
Jamie
several
thinking about
times.
whether he wants to go with Hook here or not. Do you think he sticks with his main, goes for a 12th game with Hook, or do you think he tries something different?
I don't see why he would change. And Hook Doctor, I've seen go both ways several times. It's obviously a very common matchup when you've got 2 very common high tier characters.
Yep. We saw Jamie thinking about Yzma. I was talking with him recently, and he was telling me he was thinking about bringing in some Yzma to the stream. Opting not to do that, though. Opting to stick with his good old faithful. Going for his 10th competitive win here with Hook. Chocolate, however, is 7-1 with Doctor. And so he plays Doctor about as good as he can be played. So this will be an interesting matchup. We're just jumping right into the second game. Or maybe not. Chocolate hasn't even drawn his cards yet. Jamie is just ready to rock. And we are having some word in the chat here that this is the 100th time the Doctor has been picked in competitive play. So happy unbirthday, as Brian mentioned. Happy 100 picks to the Doctor, but Hook will catch up soon.
So yep, Fate discarding, going for the map.
Yep.
Commonest they come. Oh, Juju is far too early here.
Now, this is not what you want to see as Doctor, is 2 heroes on the board before you can even take a turn. However, seeing Juju early, like you said, I think is great because that gives Doctor freedom to put out Illusion Powder, put out this Cane, do what he needs to do. He should have started
a lot
with
of
1
people
again.
underestimate that the hero stacking power of those voodoo dolls. Like so. And now I get the feeling that Doctor's just going to try to avoid Juju the rest of the game. Interesting to put out a Mass Spirits, though.
There we go.
But
All right.
Hook is not able to Fate back, so there's no danger going to the Emporium.
Again, we see more RNG luck. The Villainous gods are on Jamie's side today. Map coming out turn 2 even earlier than last time. You see Ray going away. Goodbye,
and I'm the guy who had the Robot Queen at the bottom of the deck.
Yep. Oh, Dustin Taunt.
Another whiff. This is deja vu. I think I've played this exact game as the Doctor before.
Yep. And we're seeing a sleight of hand play. It's a good call. Mill through the deck a little bit. Find what you need.
It takes power, but it's a really good alternative to a discard. Unfortunately,
Absolutely.
sometimes there are things you can't afford to lose.
Yep. Like in
Getting
that
rid of the
situation,
cards will-
you feel like he must have gotten something he wants, whether it's the Kane Talisman Rule New Orleans,
illusion powder.
Illusion Powder.
Um,
Yep. Give him a scare. Good call. We're seeing him discarded if it's not pan. Yep. Straight to the discard pile. We're seeing a second fate here against the Doctor. Almost there. And Tiana. Oh, that is exactly what Chocolate Rain did not want to see.
Now he's got a little bit of power saved up, so it's not like he's at 0.
Not terrible, but still not the best.
So we might see some hero stacking here. Definitely going for the power if you can't get rid of Tiana in the next turn or two.
Yep. Do we see friends on the other side? Interesting. Spending 1 to gain 2. Oh, that should be in the fortune pile. You're right.
Yep. Should be in the fortune pile. But again, another really good workaround for
Okay.
Doctor's
Joker's already
power
on it.
problem.
There we go. All right.
And there's that illusion powder. I would bet you money that's what he got with the sleight of hand.
Yep. Interesting choosing not to move Juju with the dolls, just moving the dolls straight to Tiana's location. And we're seeing, yep, Jamie just opting to continue to fate, putting out a boarding party for both of his power. Mama Odie, Evening Star.
An evening star.
I think as much as Mama Odie could cover up Action Economy, I feel like Voodoo Dolls to the Fortune Pile actually would have annoyed him a lot more. Because
I
then you're
tend
going to
to
have to
agree.
spend the extra power for that ally as well.
I tend to agree, and you don't have the moving ability. Although it does force him to choose which ally to use that vanquish on. We have a rule
Oh,
New
we're just
Orleans.
straight up 4 cards in the Fortune Pile. Oh, no.
Oh,
Both Pan
the
and the
only
other
way that could have
taunt.
been worse if it's TikTok, and there's 9 cards left in the Fate deck. Ouch.
Oh, my goodness.
Now, neither player has any power here.
Wow. Wow. We're seeing a
Now, we don't see a device, so if
fate.
I
Well,
stand
spoke
corrected.
too soon, my friend. There is the device, paying nothing because of the map, moving Peter 1 step closer. And Big Daddy LaBouffe right after Rule New Orleans came out. This is just salt in the wound. Oh my goodness. I don't know if there's coming back from this for Chocolate Rain at this point. This is some rough RNG.
No kidding. And no ability to Fate next turn either.
Yep.
Now, if TikTok comes out, the device is at the Hangman's Tree, so you could cripple any ability to move Pan the final spot.
Well, he can go to the lagoon and move a device and move him next turn, actually. Or if we have Starkey coming up,
Yeah.
I could also get him where he
Both
needs to
of
be.
these characters have really good boards.
We're seeing Bayou spending 1, friends on the other side to get 2 more. And I feel like at this point, we got to see another ally to get rid of Tiana here.
I'll get rid of anyone really. I may be in the minority. I know Brian actively puts allies at the Tiana's place for the discard. For me, if I'm going to stack them, that's where it's usually going to be. The Fate and the play a card is usually useful enough on its own.
Yep.
And you have Sleight of Hands to be a makeshift discard.
We see Mr. Starkey coming out. He had him early. He didn't even need him, though. He moved over the map to move Pan. And we have 6 strength at the Jolly Roger already. which means Jamie needs to play an ally, an aye, sir, a cutlass. Anything will win the game next turn. And at this point,
Is there
Chocolate has
anything
to
in
go
that
fate.
fate deck at all that could help? Tinkerbell, maybe a Pixie Dust.
Pixie Dust, unless he has a Brood or Smee. Windy is essentially a Pixie Dust at this point, but at this point in the game, if Jamie has what he needs in his hand, this will be game. Yep, he's going to Jolly Roger, and there's a Brute, and that is 10 strength and a dead boy. Oh my goodness. That game.
Yeah, Chocolate, you have
Blazing.
absolutely nothing to be ashamed about with that gameplay. That was first-rate Doctor, but Hook just spun big. It's like, don't you need to be playing Oogie Boogie to get those kind of odds?
Yeah, right? Well, as the doctor will say, the cards did indeed tell. Fortunately, they were not in the Voodoo Man's favor this time around, though, as we see more Hook domination from Jamie, taking this set 2-0. That is our set
like,
2, just like that.
I'm slightly terrified. You'd think that would be kind of crippling over specialization, but it seems to be working.
Yeah. I mean, if it ain't broke, don't fix it, right? That's the old adage. We see Joker pointed out in the chat, Hook's still the best in the game in his opinion. And I think that with an early map, I would agree that Captain Hook is indeed the scariest of the villains. As much as he has given them a scare, he's the one that gives his opponent a scare. When he has that second fate opened up, that move hero opened up, you just got to pray to the RNG gods that that map is buried at the bottom. Otherwise, there is not a lot you can do.
Yeah. You know, it'd be really fun just to sneak a woodland creatures or two into his fate deck and just yank the map. That has been a running prank war where we just slip other characters' cards into fate decks and watch all hell break loose. A personal favorite is King Richard in Yzma. We had what was it? Ariel in Hades at one point, so you couldn't use the move action. It chaos, just chaos.
Oh, could you imagine putting both children in Scar's deck too? Got to kill Tipo and
Let's not give
Taka.
Josie nightmares. Let's not give Josie nightmares.
Yeah.
I mean, okay, I have to say something as a guy that plays Hook all the freaking time. This does not happen all the time. Let me be frank. When it happens, it's great, but this does not happen all the time. Yeah, okay, so Jamie just told me that he had Starkey, the device, and the map in his hand second turn. This game. Turn 2, those 3 cards were in his hand. But Peter was at the top of the fate deck. What if he was at the bottom? That would make an entire load of difference. And that's the thing with Hook, is that if RNG is on his side, he is so freaking good. But
that was insane.
That's the thing with the game, is that RNG is not always on your side. I played 2 sets against Secret Lawyer, man. I'm not trying to take anything away from it, but both games, Peter was at the bottom and the map was at the bottom. Yeah. And it was just impossible. It wasn't going to happen. It was like, with how fast he was going.
You could say the same thing about Dr. Facilier, too, or Jafar, for that matter. If you get, the Scarab and the Lamp in your opening hand, it's like both Hook and the Doctor have such great tools, but if they win their high roll, they are nigh unstoppable.
Yeah, and the thing
Yep.
is, that was insane luck because playing the map early is good, but if Peter's at the bottom, it's not fun. And the fact that Peter was the first hero to come out, I think,
He was.
was insane. The fact that the map was played, Jamie didn't even know where Peter was, and Peter was just on the board. Like,
Oh my.
that was
What?
crazy
Yeah.
to me.
Brian, I
And
think
with
we
both
played
cons out
this
of the way
exact
early, too.
same game.
Yeah,
Brian, I
probably.
think we played this exact same game, our game 2 of the semis.
Yeah,
So,
yeah, it's just sometimes you throw it out there because you want to say, hey, there's luck. There could be luck. I mean, there are 8 heroes, 8 heroes, 2 effects. Yeah, 8 heroes, 2 effects, and 5 items. So you just kind of hope to RNGesus that it's all the effects and items at the top, and then Peter comes out. You know, because
Yep.
if Peter comes out any later, like it gets rough, and then it gets that decision of do I fade him, and like 11 cards, 13 or 11 cards in the fate deck. I think that's still a good option. Like, hey, I'll throw a fade out. But oh my god, the map's out, and now he can move. And what if he has the device? And what if he has Starkey? Like now Peter's like at the ship, turn 4,
yeah.
and
And
there
the
are
taunts
allies all
were
over the
at the
place.
very top, too. It's like,
Yeah, I would say there's that too.
well, no wonder I'm not doing very well if I need to pray for RNGesus. My family's Jewish.
We need an emote in chat that's the RNGesus god in this game. And every time RNGesus comes into play, we just spam the RNGesus emote. That's what we need. That's literally what we need.
I mean,
Uh,
I don't know. I'll probably go into this in more detail when we do the deep dive, Jonesy. But
Yes.
just like the fact that this can happen with Hook, in my opinion, it obviously makes him, to me, one of just the best characters on paper. Like to say, hey, this can happen. This is a possibility. Like
it's not even a
this.
possibility. It's the way I've seen Hook come around from where he had Map and Peter on the bottom and just come guns blazing and just like that, you know?
Yep.
Yeah. If you're able to be Vanquish heavy while having both fates available, you're set. Like if you're stuck with having that one fate, it can get rough because then you have to figure out when do I fate?
Yeah.
Yeah, like when
Or-
should I fate? Like do I
Yeah.
fate every other turn or when should I? Like
Oh, having access to potentially 2 move a heroes at your top fate spot is a godsend.
Yep.
well 3 technically if Starkey counts. But Starkey's
And
only
what's
like a one
annoying,
time.
you can't even start hero stacking on it until it's unlocked. It's like, if I could throw a couple heroes on that before it's even unlocked just to keep the fate covered, I might.
Yeah. And I'll say the RNG odds were in Jamie's favor even with Doctor's Fate deck. First turn getting 2 heroes before Chocolate had even taken a turn. Second fate getting Tiana. And third fate getting Big Daddy LaBouffe to top deck Rule New Orleans after that was played early.
Yeah, that's rough.
Like, those
That's
fates
super
couldn't have
bad.
gone any better either.
Yeah, just
Well,
boring as heroes.
Unless you picked something other than Juju. Like, if Charlotte had come out other than Juju, that would have been about the perfect game.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that too. With Juju coming out early, it had the door open for
Yeah.
a lot of possibilities. But Hook, man, he's just like, man, like even like when you're the fact that like the 3 power was there, you just go to Jolly Roger and play. Like great power control as well. Like gaining power when he needed it and just didn't play anything was like, I'm just going to gain the power and hold on to it to make sure that he can play things like the strong pirate brutes. That's just huge because that
Yep.
one play a card, it's the same action layout as the Voodoo Emporium, the Jolly Roger is, except discard instead of fate. But that play a card Vanquish is stupid good if you've got stuff. And when you've got the stuff, it's hard to beat.
Well, that was some fun sets. First off, Jinx, thanks for jumping on with commentary with us and also playing tonight. I appreciate that. You were listening to you in the background while Brian and I are typing on DM is a blast. So thanks for joining us. We'll have to have you back on.
Hey. Yeah, Jinx. We
Yeah.
we really appreciate you having you on, dude.
Yeah, you
Yeah,
killed
that
it, dude. Thanks for joining me.
Yes, thank you.
It was quick.
Glad to be here.
So it was a quick set.
I know.
But guys, I wanted to give a quick update. Breaking news. The stats have been updated. The Dr. Facilier has reached his 100th game played or 100 picks. So a very merry on birthday to Dr. Facilier. Captain Hook
Yay.
at 97 games, 3 away from 100 picks. He is 0.1% ahead of Radigan in win percentage. 59 and 38, Captain Hook is, and 54 and 35, Radigan is. So they're both, God, yeah, like
Well, considering rats and ships, I wonder how that matchup would happen.
yeah. Captain Hook now has a 21 game differential between winning and losing. There are 21 games.
He's got a long
He has to
way
lose
go to break
21
that.
games to break even.
Jeez.
He is 60.8 win percentage. The Rat too, over 60%. And then after that, it's Yzma. Believe it or not, 59.6. But I think like 15 of that is Cincy. Jeez.
He is indeed scary beyond all reason.
Yes.
Yep.
He does give them a scare.
Yeah. Give me scare. Give me scare. Well.
Yeah, and that does bring Hook's win-loss record against Dr. Facilier to 10 and 5.
Oh, so Hook is above Doctor.
Yeah, 10 and 5. 10 wins, 5 losses for Captain Hook against the Shadow Man. Jeez. That's crazy.
Well, I asked the chat if they would like to see some exhibition starring yours truly, Joker Jonesy here. And they have spoken yes. So
They agree.
Okay.
Brian, do you still have time?
I do. I can play.
All right.
right.
Jinx, if you would like to stick around and commentate with Zach an exhibition with Brian and myself, you are absolutely more than welcome to. So please do note that.
I absolutely would. Would you mind giving me just a couple minutes to...
Sure, that is completely
Okay,
okay. That'll give us a moment to refresh the TTS for us. So yeah, go. Take your time, friend.
Need to
Take your
refill
time,
my
jump
drink.
back
A
in whenever you
Blue
want.
Moon in one hand, a Cherry Coke in the other.
There you go.
Cherry Moon.
That's
Now, Brian, are you going to play Ursula? Are we going to see an
no,
Ursula
we're not
mirror
doing
match
an Ursula
after
mirror
all?
match.
I'd rather
Be
not
back in
cry
a couple.
myself to sleep. All right. Yeah, I'd rather not cry myself to sleep.
No,
Zach.
we're not doing that. We're not doing that.
Okay. We'll save that for next week then.
We'll
maybe.
save.
see.
Zach. If we do another game together next time, I'll do an Ursula mirror with you. How's that sound?
Okay, let's
We'll
do it.
We'll do it for the chat.
We'll leave that as a tease. Sitting
Yeah.
out there. Keep
I was
people
about to
coming
get
back to
real
these
hype
games.
for a second, and I was very sad.
Oh, I was so hype on commentary.
I was about
ready.
to be like, woo, but nope. We'll have to see. We'll eventually have to see it. What is it? Orcarilla that you're proclaiming is on the top 3 now? Yeah. Cruella is one of my top characters. I would not say she's top tier, but she's definitely one of my best characters now. I think she's actually probably better than my rat at this point. I've kind of gotten the swing of her. How many bits for the Yzma mirror? Not enough, because neither one of us play Yzma anywhere close to where Cincy plays. I was gonna say,
You
Brian,
guys
have you
could
ever
spice
touched
it up and go
Yzma with like a
straight
10-foot
random.
pole?
No. Not a 45.5-inch pole either.
Okay.
Merry Christmas, you filthy animals.
I was waiting for that.
Yeah, if you guys want to really spice it up, you could both just go straight random and see what happens.
No. I'm gonna play legit tonight. I'm gonna play legit.
All right.
I'm gonna play legit.
We'll see some real competitive matches here.
I need to avenge a certain character because he's not been doing as well as I would like him to be. So I think we know who that one is.
Is it Dr. Facilier?
Oh God, no.
Pete, bring out the
No,
Pete.
No, I'm not bringing Pete out. Why would I do that?
Well, you said it's a character who hasn't been doing very well, and
No,
Pete
I'm
has
talking about
the
Scar.
lowest win percentage. Wait,
I'm bringing the Lion Boy out because he's the only way we're gonna
we
see
know
him on
how much
stream is when I
love
bring
that
him out.
lion needs.
Let's see, what was it? Lawyer? There was one other. Panda's been playing Scar too.
Oh, really? Oh, we might see. We might. So, I just confirmed that M Pro and Panda will be playing on stream next week. So
Maybe we'll
we
see
might
some
Scar
some
next
Scar.
week.
We saw some great matches this week coming at you next week.
I
We've
know.
already got a preview.
Next week on the Wicket League. This is the commercial.
Which, by the way, Jonesy, I must ask, because I swear I tried typing it like 3 times before I realized it was not a typo.
Yes, the password is what it is. I did that intentionally because I wanted to be cheeky. It's what I do.
Not cheeky. Get it?
No, I intentionally. Let me tell you, folks. When this is the fun stream after you get done with a week's worth of school and work, you have to have a little fun. That's all I'm gonna say. Yeah. Since he's in the chat saying Joker hates Pete, I don't. Here's the problem with Pete. When you don't have to win big, he is one of the most fun characters in this game. But the fact that damn goal is just so aggravating to work with me personally, I just don't like playing Pete. If you got rid of win big, I probably actually would like him a lot more.
Isn't it? I thought it was relatively easy to set up, though. Then again, I can't talk because out of all the characters in this game, Pete is easily the one I know the least. I don't know his deck. I don't know his fake deck. It's like I have never played him once since owning the game.
I was actually going to say, I think, honestly, of all the characters, I think Pete is probably the only one because since he's pointing out in the chat, you don't have to enjoy all the characters. I actually enjoy playing all the characters except for Pete when you have to win big. He's the only one. Otherwise, I even if I'm not necessarily good with them, I actually enjoy playing all the characters, which is very unique with these types of games.
But, you just got to get a double mischief in your first hand.
Oh yeah.
Set it up when your opponent goes to his power spot, and then get it.
Yeah.
Problem solved.
Well, I've had to make do. I've brought this up several times, but if I had my choice, my main character would be Failure Factory's Madame Medusa. I have such fun playing her. And she's pretty much my best character. I tried switching over to Cruella, thinking it would be kind of similar. I'm still working on getting best with her. But yeah, Queen of Hearts kind of fell into my lap as an unexpected backup. I just happened to naturally play her really well without trying to actively learn anything.
Hey,
but during
I'm about to step out of the commentary channel. Just let me know when we're ready to rock.
Oh, you can stay in here if you want. We'll just be a little quiet. That's what we did last time.
I'm just gonna mute Jinx.
Okay, that's fine with me. I cannot do that, but I will because I'm still running the stuff for stream. But we should be okay.
I can leave. You don't need to mute me.
No. It's only for Brian. So since I'm running the stream, I have to make sure your audio is still captured. So Brian may not want to hear that, so he might jump out. But you're cool. Please stay. Don't leave. Don't leave. Friend.
Yeah. I was going to say, please stay. I'm just muting you guys because I'm trying not to.
Yeah, I won't. We won't be talking as much, but we are playing a friendly, competitive game here. So, are you ready? Are you ready, friend?
Okay.
I think so.
We have two signature characters here.
No, we're not gonna use the timer.
Okay.
We'll roll off with no timer.
All right. So two signature characters here. Played against Brian quite a bit. It's kind of a friendly rivalry Ash Gary thing going. Who he seems to have quite a few of. Jonesy going first. His He's always been a fan of going to the Savannah first play, getting some discarding in, and probably setting
Discard.
up
Do we
for.
see an early fate? I think we do. And that's about as bad as it gets.
It wasn't
Well then.
TikTok. Let's be fair. It wasn't TikTok.
No, I don't care about TikTok. A taunt is what you need. Like TikTok can come around later, but that early taunt is brutal. Being out of the way. Pride,
Or
double
discarding.
pride. Oh my goodness. Well, all right. We see some little RNG karma here. No injustice. No 3 conditions in one turn. You do
And
see
a fate.
John Oliver, as Joker says, squatting
Yeah.
in the gorge.
I know he's not a huge fan of actively pursuing Zazu, but it is something that he can use.
That is true.
If there's nothing else,
However,
it's a succession point later.
I feel like with Joker's play style, though, we're not going to see Zazu sticking around that much longer.
Maybe this turn already. Oh, or not.
Oh, we are seeing another
Wonder if he's
fate.
setting-
Windy has
Windy's
to be
good.
played. Dust can go on Pan. Now, this is actually a
That was a good
position
one.
where early Pan is not terrible because now Joker knows he can just fate Brian with no reservation. And Windy's just gone as soon as she arrived. Brian says, go right
We're
back to
gonna
that
see
discard
a
pile.
ton of vanquishing this game. But yeah, as for the hyena, that's probably either a setup for a stick with me or a stampede.
It looks like
So are we
Joker's
going
deciding
to?
between Savannah and Pride Rock.
I mean, he's got the power. I think you kind of have to keep the fate going, get a hero on the board to taunt.
Yep, we're seeing Ed. That's a solid call. Getting rid of stick with me.
Okay, with the discard. So who do you
We're seeing
want to
another
show
dust that
up?
can't be played. We got a 3 strength Michael on the board because Pan is
Oh,
locked in the tree.
Hang on, my screen froze. You're gonna have to take over for a bit, Zach, until I catch up.
Okay. All
Yeah,
right,
it
we
booted
see.
me out. I'll be back.
All right. You see Brian going to Skull Rock. We're playing a swashbuckler. I assume discarding most of the rest of his hand. Yeah, that's exactly what's happening. Boarding party, Hook's case is gone. Machine of Fate, no injustice. Sarabi, that is not a happy Joker with Sarabi coming out to get rid of one of those hyenas. And now with Zazu out, Sarabi is at 4 strength there sitting in the savannah. And I imagine we're seeing a hyena played who is going to eat the bird. Yep, that's exactly what's happening.
And a
Seeing Ed
move,
to
so
the savannah.
Sarabi's not safe either. But that also means we're unlikely to get a stampede. More
We're seeing
covering
these
up
easy
tracks in the
decisions on
tournament.
these fates. Splitting headache can't be played, just like those dusts. Now Brian can't discard next turn, which I'm sure he's not very happy about. Because with still 17 cards left in his deck, I imagine he's still digging for the map at this point. Does he go get the
For
power
what?
and play something at the lagoon? Or does he? I think that's what you got to do. Don't have any power to play anything at Jolly Roger anyway. We're seeing Mr. Starkey to move over Michael. That's a solid call.
Didn't
Worthy
say.
opponent.
Okay, it does solve this power problem and will mill, any annoying effects.
We still have the second taunt is in there though, along with Tinkerbell.
And 2 lost boys, which are going to burn resources pretty quickly if they come out.
Yep. Now
So
Joker
what
can't
do you-
fate next turn though. So we see Pride Rock here. Gaining 2.
Yeah, he's got to start getting some of those
Spending
allies.
2 on Bonsai. Only needs to spend 1 because of Ed. There we go. The Stampede moving over, choosing not to vanquish, but moving the Stampede. That's a solid call. Meaning next turn, Sarabi is not likely to stick around.
Okay. Haven't seen any Long Live the Kings or any of that kind of digging.
Discard, and Fate. Yep, I think that's what we expected here. Still no Injustice from Jonesy yet. Nala. That's another clutch Fate pull from Brian here. Moves Sarabi to safety, away from that Stampede.
Has Pumbaa shown up yet?
We have not seen Pumbaa. Still 9 cards left in Scar's Fate deck.
As a Queen of Hearts player, those pair heroes are really nasty when it comes to burning resources.
Yep.
But I can, with 9 cards in the Fate deck, I certainly understand not digging for it. Ditching a Feeding Frenzy.
We're gaining.
So getting a Fate out.
Ending one on another Hyena, or Long Live the King. Okay. We're just straight up looking for Mufasa at this point. Oh, there was Pumbaa right on the top. You called that. So we got 5 cards left. Mufasa is still in there, but so is the monkey. We got John and Tinkerbell.
Yeah, and there's not a lot of allies out, so the action economy is down. It takes a lot of resources to get rid of those Lost Boys, and he needs to. Brian's going to need a lot more power and allies later.
This is
This is actually looking really good for Scar.
Yep, I agree. There's a device that is clutch with heroes at every location. That's exactly what Hook needed. You get the device. He can still play a second card. Is he opting to do so, or will that be his turn? I imagine he might be playing Brian. Give them a scare here. Yep, that's exactly what we see. Is we're looking to potentially get rid of that second taunt. And if this isn't discarded, I imagine that other taunt is probably on the bottom. We're seeing him go back. Okay.
But we saw that one of those was TikTok, so whatever the other one was, like even with a taunt, you're going to want to start clearing some of your board anyway.
Yep, we're seeing Be Prepared from Jonesy. That's a good call. 3 Hungry Hyenas. I imagine 2 of them are getting yoinked to his hand. Or it could be taking back that second Stampede, actually. Yep.
That's a good call.
That's a solid call.
There's only 2 of them. One's on the board. It's a really versatile.
And we're seeing one Shenzi. That's a solid play. Only needs to spend 1 on Shenzi because of Ed again.
Is there an achievement for having the trio at the same location? But I'm guessing he's going to want to burn Shenzi to get it back in his discard pile so he can use her again. Yep. Especially if there's another Be Prepared to pull. And actually, next turn, he's got the tools. That Vanquish Fate action at the Gorge could come in really handy.
Yep, I agree. We're getting rid of a second cannon. That's an interesting decision from Brian. He is just trying to find that map as quickly as possible at this point. Brian likes to have the versatility of the cannon out, but he just needs to sacrifice that versatility for finding the map. Here comes TikTok straight to Mermaid Lagoon. That's not what you want to see.
No, because especially since that's the only power spot on the bottom.
Yep.
Now he does have the device out.
That just means he has to burn a turn to go to Jolly Roger. He could vanquish Tinkerbell with Starkey if he decided to, but otherwise, that's really his option, is to go there and play maybe Vanquish if he doesn't want to get rid of his hand.
That map is going to open up so many hero options.
Oh, he just straight up discarded his hand to have his power. Hey, I think if you're still looking for that map, which he obviously is, we see Long Live the King, and we're almost guaranteed to get Mufasa unless he is the bottom card. There he is. Got rid of the monkey as well.
And Simba, I mean, there's a lot of good stuff that can be whispered right now.
Yep, and that interesting, moving the Stampede I assume, I don't know if that Stampede's going to be used. He does have enough strength between the 3 hyenas, unless he's opting to keep Ed around.
Probably going to opt to gain the power from burning them.
Okay.
I would assume.
Interesting. Yep, deciding to keep Ed around to keep that hyena economy going. And we know what this bottom card is. There's the other taunt sitting at the bottom of the deck. Just go on the Lost Boys, Tinkerbell, TikTok, Michael. Imagine TikTok or Lost Boys is probably where it will go.
Yeah,
Yep.
I mean,
Go on the Lost Boys.
I can understand that. I might do TikTok, but at this point, a boarding party's going to have all of your options covered.
Yep. Now, if Hook drew map, interesting.
But that was a really good use of TikTok last turn to get that map, because he didn't have a different option to go to.
Discarded to the wrong spot, but I think Brian will realize that in a second.
Okay, so there's our map. That just opened up an awful lot of options. I can't count how many times I've done that.
I think we could be seeing a Stampede move and a Stick With Me if Jonesy has it. There's a Stampede. There's a Stick With Me. Yep, that's exactly what happened. It's almost like I played Scar a little bit, and I know what could be coming. He still has one more card play. We see a hyena setting up at the Savannah. This is looking really good for Jonesy here. Keep in mind the deck is about to reshuffle. So the Hakuna cycle will, all 3 Hakunas will come back out to recycle. But I think with no prophecies or items or anything yet, Joker still has, oh, we just lost the server.
I know I did. I think I saw you. I think I saw you crashing before I did.
It might have. You all just bounced. Can you jump back in and see? If not, I could reset.
I don't see the server up.
I don't either.
Okay, give me 1
But if
second.
it's still on, it looks like it's still on the stream.
Yeah, we're still live. Because if everything is crap,
I don't see it on the list.
Here, I'll reboot. I'm gonna double check, and since I got the
Brian Empro pointed out in the chat that you vanquished Tinkerbell with the taunt on the board.
That's right.
Oh shit! Hold on. Here, we'll fix it in a second.
And the game didn't like it.
They yelled at us. Oh wait, no, damn it! I did the wrong thing. Hold on. Shit.
There we go. Autosave.
Well, neither player and neither commenter caught it, or at least maybe we didn't because we were working with other things.
We got our Judge Cincy in the chat. All right, autosave. There we go.
We are back on Ryan's turn, so if we need to, we can take a step back.
Okay, and then we just got to make sure that Tinkerbell and Starkey go back where they were, because they can't be vanquished.
Yeah. I'm not going to change my turn, Brian, but if you just want to redo what you're going to do, since of that, feel free.
I mean, that's just going to be the same thing.
Here, I'll promote you too.
All right, now we're back in business here.
Okay, so are you still going to move there, Brian?
So you were at the lagoon, so you could go to Skull Rock or Jolly Roger.
Yeah.
Jesus. No. I'm going to come here.
Okay, so
Hold on. All right, y'all can proceed. I just turned y'all down.
Okay. So going back to the reset, we do have access to the device here. Starkey
see
can.
Tinkerbell Shuffled over.
Yeah.
We're not moving Tinkerbell. Interesting.
Okay, I'm not.
Interesting. Choosing to
I'm
move
not-
Sarabi.
I mean, either
Sarabi?
way, you're going to have something in Stampede range.
I think
If you don't vanquish
Sarabi
one, you're
doesn't
just going to
discard
hit the
Ed
other.
when she is moved. So I think putting the stick on Nala. Now, it's an interesting call. I think that was a weird retcon where Ryan already knew Jonesy's next turn, so now he has to sort of do that in reverse, where he's got to kill Sarabi instead of Nala. Yep.
I'm not sure if that's what you really wanted to do. I think Nala would hurt less if she was Hakuna Matata'd back.
Yep, I agree.
And
That's why that happened.
Jonesy can easily just ignore the stick.
Yep. That was an interesting choice of Brian not to move Tinkerbell last turn. He could have used the device to move her and played the map on that turn, opted not to. But now we're back to Jonesy here, who has 9 strength in his succession pile. Now, already one Hakuna cycled out of the 10-card fate deck, so he's got a Long Live the King. I think that gets played, and we see another hero being brought out. Maybe not. We're going to take a turn to the Savannah to reset a bit. Get one. Play another ally, perhaps. Get rid of Feeding Frenzy. Get rid of Whisper.
No
And
Whisper.
interesting. Playing nothing. Dust and Dust. Do we put it on? We could put it on Pant. The Hangman's Tree is unlocked, but it goes right on the Lost Boys, who are taunted up. And it's back to Brian.
I mean, I guess you could have put it on Tinkerbell. I mean, but let's see, that's what, 6 strength? Yeah, even
Getting rid
2
of Cunning
allies might.
Obsession. Still not opting not to use the device there.
Okay, we do have an Injustice. Now, what do you want or not want in this scenario?
Now, if there's a prophecy, keep in mind that can not be played because there is a current item. The monkey is a good call to get rid of.
Damn it.
Oh, and he got the Hakuna.
Oh, yep, and that's what we were talking about picking Sarabi.
Yep.
Not only does that
Yeah.
cover a really useful location, but there's no hyena to stick with me to get that extra vanquish.
Yep. Now, keep in mind, there's only one Hakuna left in that 7-card fate deck. So, working around that, I think, will be important here. Spend one to be prepared. Lost the other
Get
Injustice
some
in the
allies
process.
back.
But he has his
Yep.
whole discard pile to work with. So that's a good position to be in. I imagine we see Shenzi in a Stampede here.
That would not surprise me.
No, interesting. No Shenzi.
Well, if he's got no other hyenas in his hand to play, that makes sense. But we shall
looks
miss
like-
you, Whoopi Goldberg.
We're going to be spending one on Hyena at Ed's location, I'd imagine. Spending 2, spending 1 to Whisper. Using Hakuna Matata to move Sarabi over. It's a smart call. Interesting. Would have double stacked at the Elephant Graveyard, especially knowing that you have a Stampede in play. But you could be opting to go play something at the Gorge next turn. See a boarding party. We see another Fate. The Injustices are both gone at this point. Oh, we see Zazu, which is rough. Or a Prophecy on Sarabi. Now, I think having that hero stick around buffs up Sarabi, so now she's 4 strength. So is Nala. And if Joker decides to kill Zazu, that means he neither needs to find Simba or is going to have 5 heroes in his succession pile. So we're coming here, getting 3. I think we see that Stampede now. Yes, we do. Nala goes there. Sarabi goes to the pile. Head and Hungry go away. He still has another card play and a discard here.
Yeah. Well, we still
There's
have the
Shenzi with the
danger.
hyena. So he
Okay.
must have redrawn Shenzi there. That was a play.
It
All right,
was.
and we're
We
seeing
still
a third
have
straight
the.
eight book. Finally deciding to move the device now.
All right.
Still has those taunted boys to work with, though.
Mm.
Getting rid of another cannon. Pride, it's a solid call. That power is really going to help Jonesy here in the long term. We see Simba
Hakuna
and
Matata.
there's
Yeah,
the
this
other
is what I
Hakuna.
was worried about. Turning Sarabi into a potential loop of dead hyenas.
Yep.
With Hakuna Matata allowing you to keep replaying her.
And now we do see Simba in the discard pile. So if Joker has a Whisper and Stick with Me, we could see that played at Pride Rock here and move the Stampede over. Or do we see just Zazu going out right now? He could vanquish Sarabi, honestly. She is only one.
Yeah.
Nope. Just opting to get rid of the bird instead.
Yeah. Personally, I think Simba would be more trouble than he's worth right now.
Oh, there's the other taunt on the other Lost Boys. Now, as much as this cycle is rough for Scar, I think Hook's not in a great position right now either.
Yeah. And what you have to realize is the thinner that Fate deck gets, the more splitting headaches are going to come around. And that
Yep,
ingenious
there are only
device is looking really
6 cards
tempting.
in that Fate deck right now. Keep in mind, he hasn't discarded the map yet.
Hey,
to play
I just
a
realized I
second-
never drew up. Can I draw up?
Yeah. Don't feel bad, dude.
Yeah.
Okay. I don't know why my fucking.
It's
hands
because
do
it's because it saved the player slots from the previous games. It's a weird bug in the system right now.
If you go
That's
and
why my
delete
one
the
card when I drew it like went in
hands.
the other hand. It's weird.
Yeah.
You good?
Yeah, I'm just trying to get my.
If you delete the hands,
Yeah, this is
go to the
pissing me off.
zones.
The hand's not coming back to me.
Here,
So
let me
Here,
try this.
I'm
I'm
off
not-
screen. I can't see if you need to manipulate.
just like delete the colors.
Yeah.
What
You know
do
how
you
to do
can.
that, Jonesy?
How do you do that?
Whatever's stacked on there.
How do you delete the colors?
I think there's a way.
Here. Yeah, if you promote me, I can do it.
Here, I'll promote you, Zach. I'll promote here. Go ahead and jump in. I'm not seeing anything, Brian. I'm closing my eyes. I'm being a good person.
No, it still
You
doesn't let
hit
me do
good.
it.
I think there is a blindfold button.
Well, I'm being a real human being and closing my eyes.
Okay, well,
Stream
all right,
chat
the
could
cards are
attest.
face down. So I can't do it because you're still the server host, so I have more options, but I can't change the hands.
Here, if you put
So
the
if you
cards
click
back in
on-
hand, so I can't see them because I'm just.
Well,
trying to
they're face down right now,
Okay.
so
So what do I need to give you?
Hold on.
if you click on the,
They're still.
I'll just talk you through it. Click
I
on the
can't
third, see
This is
the options on the
fucked.
left here
what the
Yes.
fuck is.
for
What the fuck
TTS.
is
Click on the third one.
So modding? Or are you talking about on the left?
You were on the left where it's like the hand, the pin, the map.
Okay. So you go to zone.
Yep, click on zones, and you should be able to click hands and delete.
Gotcha. All right, Brian. What color you want to be?
Pink.
Pink. All right, give me a minute.
Yeah.
I should be able to delete this. Wait, come on. There we go. You should be good now.
Thank God. Okay.
There we
Perfect.
go. Yeah, it's a weird bug.
All right,
It
fantastic.
doesn't get rid of the hands like it used to. It's odd.
Yep.
Anyway, it's your go, man.
All right, now we're back on track.
Gain 2, spend 2.
Cannon. That's going to be really useful because there's a lot of stuff he needs to vanquish. Having 2 places to do it is going to help. We get some more hero manipulation. But he's got 2 taunts and an entire deck to go through for some more allies. Still not burning the map, though, for that cannon.
Double prophecy here. It has to go on Sarabi because Nala already has an item. All right. And this is not the best situation for either of these players right now.
I mean, I have to imagine Jonesy's just going to completely ignore the Nala for the rest of the game.
We're seeing Whisper. I think we see Simba come out. Oh, Timon. Interesting.
Easy vanquish, yeah. Although there's not as many hyenas on the board right now, but at this point, I would think Simba's power drop would be more trouble than it's worth for the amount of points you get.
Did I gain 2?
Yep.
Can you correct me? Did I gain 2?
I
know if I did.
don't remember if you did.
Brian, you can call me out if I did or didn't. Okay. I'm gonna gain 2 if that's cool, unless someone in chat can call me out.
Yep.
I'll go ahead and gain it. If not, just let me know, chat. I'll revert. All right.
Brian does have that 4th location open, which is a good option, and there is a grand total of 3 places. He can stop worrying about Pan, which is always a good thing. I think he's probably just going to keep looking for more allies at this point. Wouldn't surprise me if he stopped off at the Lagoon just to get that other discard action. But not fading. Not looking to put any more heroes out to get
See a
Secession.
Stampede coming back. Imagine so is Shenzi here. Perhaps he could be looking at Bonsai as well.
Yeah, there's plenty of power. Problem is, Jonesy just needs to actually play these allies to the board.
Yep.
Which makes me wonder if there is another fate next turn, is he going to try his best to cover up Pride Rock just to burn some of those card plays?
We do see another fate. We have Windy.
Oh,
and Pixie
no.
Dust. Oh, Windy buffs up those boys even more. You're going to need to put 8 strength towards them now.
Well, there's not a Pixie Dust on the other one. I don't believe.
No, there is. Yep. Dust has... He has... boys, rather, have the Dust and the Taunt between Windy.
Well, there's 2 Lost Boys, though.
One of
Or
them
is
was
the
already
other one
vanquished, though.
Oh.
Yeah, he got rid of the one without the Dust.
Okay.
All right, and we just see a move and a play, and that's it. All right, Joker's turn.
Now I'm caught up. There's so many cards with small print at the Jolly Roger. So, but opening up the Lagoon for next turn. So be prepared. Looks like you both have more allies that they're aiming for.
Genzi and an Ed. That's a good call.
Yep, and there's that second 2 play a card actions to get more allies out that I was.
And moving the
assuming
Stampede.
what happened. Now, is he going to put the stick back in the pile?
Still has one more play left. He has 7 strength at that
And I have
location.
one more play left. I played Be Prepared.
Oh, got it.
You're good. That's it.
Finally
right.
moving Tinkerbell over there.
It is a very full ship.
Yep, getting one, spending one on a Swashbuckler, discarding. Seeing another fate.
Getting rid of a Cunning. I mean, Scar can trigger it, but it's not as common, so I can understand that.
Prophecy and Pumbaa. Oh, we got Simba and Pumbaa. I think at this point, you play Pumbaa and hope Timon comes back out with Hakuna. I don't know.
I mean, I might put Simba at the very far end out of Stampede range just to neuter those hyenas.
I mean, you don't want to give Scar Simba because if you kill Simba, he's at win condition. And moving TikTok to the Hangman's Tree, that's an interesting call. Not being able to fate next turn. The 2 heroes there. Jonesy going for Elephant Graveyard to first play a Stampede. Moving Pumbaa, killing him.
Are you aching
Gaining
force
our
and
3.
bacon?
All right. He just needs one more hero here. We're cruising.
And yeah, with Hakuna Matata, Timon could have come out and then buffed both of them. So you're right. It wasn't a terrible call. Now we knew it would probably be the Lagoon. I
First
think
trip
this
to...
is. Oh, yep. Getting that taunt out of there.
Yep, there it is. We got all 8 strength towards the boys.
Oh, but Wendy's still out.
Interesting vanquishing right before the reshuffle, though. That means that taunt can come back out now. I imagine if we see another taunt, it's going right on TikTok.
Now, if there is a silver lining, it's that there's no allies on the board. So he can. They're not all stacked at the Jolly Roger. He could play them right to where he needs them.
Yep, we got a hyena played at the gorge. We could be seeing a stick with me set up here. Next turn, splitting headache and splitting headache. All right, do we get rid of the cannon or the device?
I'd
Yep,
get
that's
the
right call.
cannon. Block some versatility.
Interesting. Brian still has that map sitting out. He's never used it to get rid of an item yet, or play an item without paying its cost. Where the opponent, I think he could be playing that to hopefully get rid of some taunts. There's one. There's
And the
Dust.
Pixie does.
And there's some boys who may get taunted if the other one comes back out.
Yeah. And still playing a dangerous game with double stacking at the tree.
Prophecy and Hakuna. Oh, here comes a hero.
Now, who
Prophecy
do you
can't be
pick
played.
and where?
So you can move a hero, but I imagine Zazu, yep, comes out to buff up the other heroes. That's exactly what you got to do.
Yeah, because
However,
without being able to fade, you can't fish for that
Jonesy's in a
second
position
to bring
where
it
he knows
there.
that Brian can't fate next turn. So he can move the Stampede. If he has a Whisper, a stick with me. Are we just taking out Zazu? Interesting.
Well, that didn't last long.
Nope. We're putting another hyena at the gorge.
Now,
Oh,
Gar,
nope.
in contrast to what you would think about his strategy, does have the ability to ignore a couple of
Why is
heroes.
that hyena in the discard pile? It should be in his hand if he didn't play it. There we go. Spending 1 instead on Long Live the King. I think we're cycling through, I think, to get rid of the monkey, probably.
Definitely.
You knew 2 Hakunas were still in there, so that was a smart call. We're going to play him, though. Interesting. That's a choice.
Yeah, I mean, at this point, he's 6 session points anyway. It does, and the other 2 aren't really favorable to vanquish. Why not give yourself another target?
Yeah. Well, he knows Brian can't fate next turn, so he can go take out the monkey next turn. But now his fate deck is 6 cards. Half of it is Hakuna's. And so that is just not optimal right now. We're moving TikTok back to Mermaid Lagoon. Ryan now giving himself that ability to fade at Hangman's Tree once again. Playing one more card, it looks like, and give him a scare. And those are going back. So I imagine no taunts to worry about for now. All right. And I think we just see Rafiki die and a fate. Or maybe not. Oh, we see Stick with Me.
Stick with me.
That's smart. Utilize the abilities better.
Now, Brian did open up his
Starving.
ability to fade at the tree.
Yep. And we see Dust. I imagine the Dust goes on Pan. Yep. And there's a slim chance, revealing 2 cards, that they will not be Hakunas. Joker's discard pile right now consists of 3 Hakunas, Simba, and 2 Prophecies. Neither Prophecy could be played. Simba could be played, but obviously Brian looking for that Hakuna to stop win condition.
Now there's not. Joker doesn't have an awful lot of allies out either.
Oh, the Injustice.
Oh, that
That's
hurt.
when you need it. That's when you need it. We're getting rid
That's
of the Hakuna.
exactly when you need
The
it.
other one's a Prophecy. And he still got it. Still got it.
Now
And I
with
imagine
the Fate deck being so thin, I think you get out one of the duo and fish for the other one.
no, he wants to monkey out. He wants to make it harder because Jonesy could still kill Sarabi with the Prophecy.
Yeah. And that's really the downside. He's got the power, but just doesn't have the allies right now. But the deck's close to a reshuffle, but that's almost a downside because you can't get him back with Be Prepared in that case.
We're seeing another play. We're finally using that map to play Hook's case to get a power back.
That's
No other
unusual.
allies, interestingly. Discarding worthy opponent. Don't need that. And we are fading again. Here comes another Hakuna, I imagine. Yep. We're bringing out. I don't know. Do you bring out Timon or Pumbaa to try to get the other one, or do you bring out Zazu to try to buff everybody else? Yep. I think that's what you need.
I mean, with 3 cards left in the Fate deck, I definitely would have grabbed one and then fished for the other, just to get that double strength boost.
Yep.
But after Rafiki, yeah, what else do you do other than make Zazu a nuisance?
Spending 1 on Whisper. We are using Hakuna to move Rafiki, moving the Hyena, playing Stick With Me. That's a great play. Putting Rafiki back in that pile. Still needs to kill 1 more hero, though, now. He is 1 strength short in his succession pile. He is 14. Just shy of that 15 that he needs.
And I was going to comment, his realm was pretty cluttered. Now, granted, Jonesy's obviously taken care of that problem a little bit, but next turn he doesn't have many places to go with action economy.
Yep. Was Zazu blocking that other Fate for now? That Fate lock situation for Scar is never one you want to be in. All right. And Brian thinking he does have 2 strength towards an 11 strength Peter Pan, or 4 rather with Smee towards an 11 strength Peter Pan.
You could go to the Gorge to Fate, but you don't have a play a card at the bottom.
I think Brian goes to Hangman's Trade of Fate and play an ally if he has one.
Yeah, this could still go in Hook's favor if he keeps that.
We're seeing another Brute.
But not at the Jolly Roger, oddly enough. We're probably setting up for an aye, sir.
I think the Prophecy probably goes on the Bird at this point, which would... I mean, both those cards are thinning out the Fate deck even more. Yep. 4 cards left. 3 of them are Hakunas. This is not where you want to be if you're Scar. And now Brian a turn away from winning. So Jonesy knows he has to go Fate. He needs another taunt. And he got one. Taunt's going on the Crocodile.
Okay. Now, it was good that aye, sir, can potentially
Yep.
take out
Aye, sir, that Brute will take out the Crocodile in 1 turn. And if Brian has it in his hand, that's exactly what he's doing. That
exactly
Brute
what he's doing.
beats up a Crocodile. Now we're back to 8 strength at the Jolly Roger. Yeah, 66. Yep, Brian's right.
Yep.
Pirate Brute was 6 with aye, sir. TikTok was 6 because of Windy. All checks out. Brian's saying his hand disappeared here. I don't know if TDS has gone back to being buggy now.
There we go.
All right.
So,
Okay, we're rocking. And that's his whole turn.
yeah,
He played, he
think-
vanquished.
I think this tilted. If I had to put a
Right, and
bet
Wendy should
down
be back
now, I
at
think I would be
Yeah.
on Team Brian at this point.
We're playing Long Live the King just to get those Akunas out, knowing
Not
that they were
that it's
coming.
gonna help, because they're shuffled in on the next page anyway.
Yep. Jonesy just needs to kill one more hero here.
And you know what? At this point, I would actually go after the ones with the prophecy just to have, or even the stick, just to have one more card that can't set a victory
Exactly what you
back.
gotta do. All right, Wendy should be at the lagoon. I don't know why she's still floating. There we go. Okay. Floating above his realm. In ghost format, she's flying off Neverland. One getting another because of the case. We're seeing a swashbuckler, placing it there, meaning Brian could be prepping for another aye aye, sir. Not playing the cutlass. Baiting. And odds are Hakuna comes back out, and it does. And this is a situation that
Now, where do you put it though? Because anywhere is going to be stampede fodder.
Interesting. Going with Pumbaa now this time. Opting
Yeah,
to
I think he's maybe thought of the same
go for that
thing. If he
strength
can get
boost.
another Hakuna, get the strength buff on both, and be really annoying.
Yep. And this is another position where if you are Scar, you know you need to fade here. I don't know if there's anything that can really be done. Maybe put a dust on Pan could stop an aye, sir.
Yeah, not
Neither of
having the
these do anything
strength,
at
not
this
having the
point.
strength to use that vanquish is so
Brian
hurts.
has his other
Yeah.
brute or an aye, sir. Then this is game.
Hats off to Brian. That was
Yep. There it is.
that was a really ugly situation mid game. Dang.
Yeah, both players with a pretty swarmed board early on and midway through the game, and it just came down to who could escape their death cycle first.
Working so hard.
You were. It's like
Oh. Good
I
games,
think that
Brian.
was it. Good game, dude.
Jonesy, I thought
Yeah.
for sure you had that
Nikes.
in the middle.
I thought I was getting close, but the Hakuna Matatas kept coming out. I should have really tried to take care of Nala with the stick when I could have, so I could start getting the items back in there. But I thought I could try to flub it a little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was nerve wracking.
Yeah, early pan and late map was really rough.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, just what I told you guys. It's rough.
Ugh.
But you recovered. You came back from it.
Yeah. Yeah, seriously, dude, that was. I honestly thought I had it for a second, but you just came back and you kept screwing up my momentum. That's what sucked.
Man, that was rough.
Yeah.
God.
Ugh.
I was just struggling the whole time. Like, I was like, God. And then he put out the taunted heroes, and I was like, okay, how am I going to navigate this?
You did, though. You did it, though.
Yeah.
You made it work.
I think it's key to like know when to move TikTok. There were a couple of points there where I was here, I think, with the device, and I didn't move pan. Like I didn't move anything, and I was like, wow, I just wasted a move action. That was early in the game. But as you like start coming over here, you can make Mermaid Lagoon clear, and then put the device here, and then you can like start doing like gambles of like moving TikTok over or like moving Wendy, but in that case it was going to be TikTok because I wanted to get this fade open.
Yeah.
Ugh.
Man.
Yeah, no, that's good though. I knew you were working. I knew you were working just as hard, if not harder, than I was. So.
Yeah, because I was just like, I have Wendy out, a 7 strength Lost Boys that took 8 strength to get rid of.
Yeah.
Basically, an entire Peter Pan's worth. The Lost Boys again at 5, and then TikTok at 6. That's why I put the Pirate Brute here, because I was either gonna go for a YOLO and put him here for like a Vanquish of Pan, to move him over or to
Yeah.
vanquish TikTok. And actually, in that moment, I was gonna move TikTok. I was going to, but I forgot, and I think I was lucky on that because I could just move the brute here instead of sacrificing Smee.
Yeah, that would have
Worked
sucked. You
out
had to
both
sacrifice
ways.
me.
Yeah, because I need to keep my allies here. I need to
Right.
keep
Yeah.
whatever I can here. Man,
I just lost all momentum. Like, I literally I had it. I felt like I had it, and I was like, all I gotta do is just pull Simba or another prophecy, and that injustice just flailed on me, and then it was just all down the hill from there. So I tell people he's such momentum character because I had it. I felt like the momentum going, and I just all of a sudden, as soon as that started happening, I got to the top of the momentum hill, and I started going down, and I couldn't make it back up.
Yeah. Well, with all those Hakuna Matatas, I thought for sure that he was going to pull out one of the duo and then fish for another one, and then you'd have two heroes with +2 strength to annoy you.
It happens. It happens.
That's from a Queen of Hearts player. I do my best to avoid having the Hatter duo out at any given time
Yeah,
because that's
why
just so much resources burned.
yeah, that's why in that
Speaking
moment
of
I wanted to
Queen of
put
Hearts,
out Pumbaa. I really wanted to put out Pumbaa there because if I got another Hakuna Matata, it was just going to
Yeah,
be
that would have
Timon.
been game. If you put out Timon and Pumbaa in that situation, that would have been it. That would have been game. Like even that would have been checkmate immediately. I have a decision I have to make.
This is going to have to be my last game, whether you win or not.
Oh, okay.
So just so you know.
Okay. Well, yeah, let's do it.
All right.
Let's
The
bring
devil
out
will
the
take
devil
it. Ooh.
himself. Last game or not, let the worst take it all.
All right. I'm going to go back on mute. Good luck, Jonesy.
All right, good luck, friend.
Have a good
Okay. I have actually played quite a bit of Cruella in my real life games. I don't feel confident enough to bring her into any league matches at all. But
she's a fun character to play with. She's one of those characters that, unlike Queen of Hearts can look like she has a lot of momentum early when she gets some of those card guards and wickets out. Whereas Cruella, she just kind of starts putting puppies on the board, but she can
yeah.
get to her win condition within a couple of really big swing turns.
Easily. In Queen of Hearts, you can fall into a trap of thinking that she's further away than she is. And then all of a sudden, you've got wickets up, win
Yep.
next turn. You're like, oh, crud, what do I do about this?
Yeah. By
Cruella
order, the Queen is one of those
definitely.
sneaky cards that can make you get a lot closer.
You winner!
We're seeing you idiots
It
to
is
bring
just-
out Horace early.
It is
Smart
so fun
play.
just saying the names in the Cruella voice.
Yep.
I've actually scared my table doing that.
Nice.
Ah,
Oh, wow.
Ah.
Big fate
my
whip.
heart.
I mean, that
Somebody
does
didn't
get you the
pray to
better
RNG
cards
just loud enough
later.
for that fate. I don't know. All right, we got 2 power spent on a card guard. Woodingham told you would to protect that top fate. I think that's a good call. What do you think there, Jinx?
I usually end up either there. I think her best combination spot to get the most progress in one turn is the White Rabbit's house. Told You Would is so important though for that top fate action. I think she's got possibly the worst second fate location in the game. But not having that play a card at the bottom, not
Yep.
getting any power or any kind of progress, it's like her game just stops when she has to vanquish something. I'm not sure about the nanny there, because there's obviously nothing to activate, and Jonesy can just play around the nanny at the moment. Captain can come in handy later in the game, though, so I can understand reshuffling it. Lesser of two evils.
Interesting. Choosing to put Horace right where Nanny is so that Horace's ability becomes more expensive to activate.
Knowing Jonesy's probably got a fireplace poker and a vanquish.
A poker or the telephone, I think. One of the two. And we see 2 more card guards. Brian is blazing.
And
Turn
yeah.
2, 3 card guards. We're activating Pang of Power instead, and then just straight up murdering Nanny. Okay.
And getting the fade out of it. Not as efficient as it could have been,
Oh,
but
that'll be the
still
Dormouse here.
able to really multitask during that turn. Dormouse can't shrink it. You have to burn a guard in some way, shape, or form. It is annoying losing that top card play at the White Rabbit's house too, but at least in this scenario, you can activate a guard and fade at the same time if you can't vanquish. Getting a little bit of power here. And again, this is what I'm talking about. You can't get any power. Maybe if there's an unbirthday, that's probably the best thing you could play at this point.
Yep.
Um,
We're discarding
or
off
heavy
with the
use of a
head.
discard action.
Fury's not going to trigger anytime soon. Vanquishing Dormouse. Just saying, get out of my face. Using 3 strength card
I
guard.
can
Get rid of.
totally understand that. The 3 strength hurts, but you've got plenty more card guards in that deck.
Yeah.
And the realm is really clear right now.
Interesting. Gaining 3, spending 3 on Jasper. Putting him out there. We're spending our last power. Maybe here, puppies? Nope, on the Roadster.
I have a love-hate
car coming
relationship
up.
with the Countryside. Cruella wants to either be fading or activating. Countryside really gets you neither.
Yeah, I hear you on that one. Unless, of course, you need the power to play something like Jasper.
Yeah, but you can't do that too many turns in a row or you are making 0 progress and hindering
Yep,
0
alright.
progress.
We're seeing another 3 strength.
Oh, ho, ho.
And 4th card guard.
Now you still
Blazing.
need to activate them all, but
Yep.
between a couple of turns and an Order of the Queen, still so little power though.
But as you pointed out,
hopefully
we
an
haven't seen
unbirthday
any
comes
Very
in.
Merry on Birthdays yet.
And only a
We are
single
getting
puppy on
fade
the
in.
board.
Oh,
faded.
that's an early cat. But I think you got to play Alice here. We've
2
already seen
5
one
strength
Momats
heroes.
play. There is still one left.
Yeah, Mum Rats could help. Brian's still in a really, really good position because he's got card guards everywhere he
There it
needs them.
is.
Can start activating a few. We're probably looking at an Order of the Queen in the near future.
Now, we're in an
Honestly,
interesting situation.
if you go to the hedge maze, that is game next turn if it's not
Yeah,
blocked.
if you have by order of the queen and take a shot, he has exactly enough power to do all the actions he needs. Spend 3 to activate 1 and play by order of the queen to get the other 2. Spend 4 to take a shot. And we're seeing
Now
Captain
the downside
go.
is it's still really early in the deck, so there's a ton of off with your
Yep.
heads and other take a
we're
shots
only
in
at
there.
10
I'm not
strength, so
sure
not
I
all
would
that
risk
much.
it that early. Still
Jonesy
didn't do
basically
the
saying, hey,
activate.
if you got it, go for it. And Jasper's moving over there with the poker. Plan I live for first to get 1. Jonesy says, you played your big power card, I'll play mine, albeit for not as much power.
No
Do we
flashlight,
see it?
no forest.
Do we see a big swing? Oh, nope, there's a king. Nope. And I think the king and that card guard are going to take out Alice next turn. But I imagine you might use the king before he goes away to play something.
If you have the resources, I would just power through. But that being said, at this point, the king is relatively expendable. So if you really need to get rid of Alice, it's an option.
Yep. And I think we didn't see him activate that card guard. He could have activated that 4th one, and yet we're just seeing him choose not to do it.
Wouldn't surprise me if he's just trying to burn through more of his deck, make sure that those higher cost cards are in the discard pile.
Yep. And are we seeing a Vanquish? Anita and Roger, I'm guessing, are going straight to that discard pile. So does that stick? We're seeing another Fate. Mad Hatter and March
Oh.
Hare at the same time.
That
Now, we've seen one I'm late. The other one I think is still in there though, so the hare could come back.
But yeah, this is the point in the game where you really, I
You just-
can't say I agree with that, but it does make double sure those mum rats are no trouble.
Yeah. Also, we haven't seen Down the Rabbit Hole yet, so I think we'll see Alice returning much sooner than Brian hopes.
Yeah. And you do get a fade out of it, and you do get discards to look for more take a shots if you don't have it yet.
Yep.
So in this case, the utility of the woods actually came in really handy.
Discarding a card guard and opting to fate.
I would never do that. But he must have at least one more if he's willing to risk it.
I think
got an
at
early
this point you
Perdita
discard
here.
the phone. Yep, that's exactly what Brian's doing.
That's exactly what you want to do.
Yep.
Have Twilight Bark
Yes.
available.
And a painful noise from Jonesy there, communicating just how rough it is losing that phone. Now, the Devil Take It could fetch it back later, but that just does make you burn an extra 2 power and an extra 2 plays. Oh, here comes the hare, you think? Do you pair the two?
I think it is. I
Pair
think
the
it is.
hare? I think it's just a hare and the dormouse at this point that we've seen.
Although Mum Rat is definitely a tempting option. Down the Rabbit Hole is still in there.
That is true. And there are 5 cards left in the Fate deck.
And when they're activated, if you want to go through the utility of vanquishing something, you have to deactivate them.
Yep.
But that is a lot of resources to burn as far as strength goes on those 2 heroes. And 2 of the best combo play spots are taken up. So I don't know if it's too little too late at this point. Now, that's usually not the way I tilt it, but it makes perfect sense in this case.
Yep. And now, with enough...
Yeah, the courtyard, fading's not going to do too much here. And
Yep.
honestly, Cruella's made so little progress flooding the board with puppies. I don't see how Jonesy can come back from this.
Oh, yeah, Dodo's too late. Caterpillar could reduce his strength if Brian tries to go for it.
Especially if you get another makes you larger later. Because he's got a lot of allies out, and not really a lot of need to vanquish at this point, but he couldn't if he wanted to.
Just
There
off
is
with
an
your
off
head.
with
He
your
must
head
not have taken a shot.
which explains why he's going to the discard location.
Even still, very aggressive, just choosing to get rid of the Caterpillar. Because otherwise, a 9 strength is still not that much, but certainly doable.
Ditching the Cruels, with Alice usually in play, I don't usually that move action is either useless or covered. So I can understand not going into it.
I think we see the phone coming back. No, we're getting back. Gets job done. Interesting. And Fate's coming. There's Down the Rabbit Hole.
Now this is where it starts getting really dicey for Queen of Hearts, because
especially because
getting
that Fate deck's
rid
gonna
of any of
reshuffle.
them. Yeah, getting rid of any of those takes 5 strength. Mum Rats are going to do a ton more damage
Sending
now.
one on a stopwatch and activating it. That's a great call. Now we're in a position where he needs to get a reshuffle on Mome Rats, Down the Rabbit Hole, Cat. I think at that point, those are the only other 4 that could stop a potential win next turn.
Yeah, but again, we don't have any expendable strength to vanquish, so this is the point where Queen of Heart either needs to win soon or lose control completely.
Yep. Now, if you're Brian and you have Take a Shot in your hand, are you going for it?
You know, I might. My rule of thumb with Queen of Hearts is try to get everything set up. There's no reason why you can't at least attempt it by the first reshuffle of the villain deck.
I think he's looking at his discard pile. He's doing some card counting, seeing what he has left. We haven't seen the Tweedles yet. We have only seen, I think, one off with your head was played. Can't remember he discarded any. We haven't seen him discard
Yeah.
any take the shots. So I don't know that the math is really in his favor at this point. Let's see if he
Yeah.
goes for it anyway.
Yeah,
Nope,
Dodo
he's
doesn't
spending
help. I
one.
would almost have grown the Mad Hatter back to normal just so you don't have that Vanquish utility deactivating the guard, or at least you have to choose with the stopwatch.
Yep. He's going for a little more strength, hoping to maybe next time go to Hedge Maze and play it. But of course, I think Jonesy knows that and is going to the Milk Form. Now at this point, again, you can get one of those cards that will really slow Brian down. Cat, Mome Rats, or Down the Rabbit Hole.
Yeah, if you get a cat at the courtyard right now, that's gonna hurt.
And there's Mome Rats. Yep.
On the
Interesting.
flip, at the one location that you can just activate a guard, I'm not sure I get it.
Yeah, I don't know what he was. I
Just
don't know.
trying to
Even
protect
still,
Alice at this point? Um,
I'm
On
not
the
sure
flip
what he's
side, though,
thinking.
a cat Brian could definitely use to his advantage because then you don't spend any power to get those card guards ready to vanquish again.
Yeah. All right. Yeah, that's the right
Um,
call. Is moving a guard away from where there's not one already.
yeah.
I think I would have moved the
And
courtyard
this
one though, because the
and this
dodo
is
can't
where it gets
activate.
dicey because I think we have at least one or two guards left in that pile. Needs to get one and activate it to the White Rabbit's house.
Yep.
And if the Mumras start coming hot and heavy, and there is
And I don't
three
know if he has any more.
wickets,
We've seen Brian discard. One guard was used to vanquish Alice. One he just straight up discarded. So I think he only has one guard left. There are 8 in Queen of Hearts deck. He
yeah.
might not even
Well,
have it.
if
Or
you
8
have
cards left.
3 or 4 wickets stacked with Alice out, that is really rough. We do have the Tweedles though, and looks like we're making an effort not to get completely locked down.
Yep. Again, Alice
Uh,
is getting ready to come out right before Down the Rabbit Hole.
And we can with all those puppies stacked, we can really start seeing Jonesy get some momentum here.
Yep. And there is just like that. We're at 44 puppies. Oh, Ryan's pointed Jasper. Yep, you got to pay 1 to activate him.
Yeah, still has it though.
Getting rid of a devil take it. Interesting.
And interesting to note that Brian hasn't faded in a while. He really doesn't need that activate per se. He could go to the rabbit's house, deactivate the guard, and get ready to vanquish Alice with another fate next turn. Or we have
Putting
a
the spear on
there
the
is
guard.
another guard there that was buried.
I
Okay.
I might have put it on the Tweedles instead, making the Tweedles 3 strength, since the guard I think is gonna get discarded anyway. Do you hear puppies coming out?
Are you
Hell Hall right
seeing
into
Cat in the
Horus's
field?
lap. That's what you want to see. I think he's activating Horus, snatching up that puppy right away. That's a great call. Jonesy at 66.
And Jones has been really efficient at finding and getting to those 22s.
Yep.
Oh, the White Rabbit.
That's a great call. White Rabbit there. That means if Alice is vanquished, then Ryan can't fate.
Um,
Looks like
this
he's
is where
doing it
you
anyway.
really need to This is
Yep.
where you really need to focus on either setting up a Fury or really digging for that makes you smaller.
And this is where putting the spear on the Tweedles would have been smarter, because then the Tweedles would have been at 3 strength sitting around in your realm, whereas now they're back down to 2. They can get rid of the White Rabbit a turn or 2 later. But for now, yeah, Judgment's never going to trigger with only 2 allies. Right? And we could see a swing here. If we have a get the job done, we could see Jasper get activated. I live for first. Nope, just getting 2 more power. Spending 2 on bot and paid for to snatch up another puppy. That's a great call. Putting him at 77. And Brian knows exactly that Jonesy is a turn away from getting to 99. There are puppies sitting in
Yep.
Jasper's lap waiting to be captured with 2 activates open. So he needs a We're Labradors, or a Flew the Coop would be even better at this point, and he gets a Flew the Coop. Yep,
Blue the
we're
Coop is good.
uncapturing.
I would have
Milk Farm.
almost gone for Perdita here. But to be fair, that only brings it back to the realm. You restart the 2-step process.
Yep,
with
yeah, I
Blue
think
the
Flew the
Coop.
Coop is the better option. No? Okay.
Okay, but again, I can totally understand the action economy, especially at a useful location like the Radcliffe House.
Yep.
Why does this game do this to me? Why do you have to
TT is
pass?
locked up.
Yeah.
Oh, and there we go. He lost the server.
All right, I'm a turn behind, so I'll wait till Brian hops in.
So close. Towards the end here. Okay.
Getting all
Yeah,
sweaty.
so you have to take,
Yeah,
take your turn to the
I have to
countryside,
redo my turn here.
and then Brian does his turn.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, so gain 3. I live for first. Gain 2. Spend 2. Bought and paid for. Token. Draw 2.
Okay. And then
So then Brian moves.
White Rabbit's house, fate.
Let me re-promote Brian. Wait.
Oh, and he was finishing up the discard at that location.
Oh, there you go.
Got it.
Yeah, that's why. There you go.
Okay. Yep. And then he moved to, yep, there. Fading, bringing out Twilight Bark, playing Perdita.
And as I know, as many people like to avoid vanquishing Perdita just so as she can't be used as a last-minute stall. When
Yep.
it's at a location as useful as the Radcliffe House, that's still a big incentive. But I guess you do have that Devil Woman for just such an occasion.
Exactly. All right, we're spending 1 to activate Jasper. I think I would, maybe not. Maybe we're looking at using Horus to get a puppy. No, we are. Still does need to spend 1 for that, though.
We are at 77.
Yep. Now we're spending another 1 on a poker on Jasper. Oh, I see. I think I see what's happening here. Brian can't fade. Well, no, he can fade. He can go take out the White Rabbit next turn. We're seeing the Roadster move over. Yep. Yep. I see what's happening. Like Maui from Moana. I see what's happening here. All right.
Just
Yep.
about to make that same lame joke.
Glad our minds are in sync in that. All right. Tweedles are murdering the White Rabbit.
You don't usually see both Horus and Jasper on the same half of the board.
Yep.
But obviously the Roadster's putting in some work.
We're seeing even more power from Prince John. I mean,
Power
Queen of
than
Hearts
she
here.
could ever bend.
Unlimited power.
Oh,
Pongo. That is rough. Both of those cards actually are rough. Sergeant Tips could
Yeah.
move the puppies away. Pongo could make them just uncapturable. Although we are in an interesting position with the Roadster there. Can move those
And
puppies.
we've got the fire poker set up, so you can't just put Pongo to
Yep.
Jasper's spot. I think you go with Tibbs.
I think so. Nope. We're straight up just double blocking that fate and activate, meaning that Devil Woman can't move him out of the way. Now I think Jonesy's plan of going to Ratcliffe's house, playing You Idiots, vanquishing, activating Jasper is now null and void. But
Ooh.
he can go to the countryside to move the puppies back to Jasper's location and say, forget about mom and dad dog. We're just going to get those puppies myself.
I didn't even
Or-
think about You Idiots. I keep forgetting it can move the heroes on the board. I use that so rarely.
Or is he just doing it anyway? Yep, he's sticking with his original plan. You idiots, get over here. Jasper is going to take out Pongo, getting rid of the stick. He can't
Obligatory
activate
Ren
in
and
Fate like he
Stimpy
hoped to
joke
do.
here.
Next
It's
turn.
still a good setup because you still all you need is one activate action, and there's still two puppies there.
I don't know. I think Brian needs to Fate and cover up that other activated Hell Hall and hope Joker doesn't get the job done.
Such a waste of an activate, though.
Decisions. This is Disney Villainous, ladies and gentlemen. You got to make these decisions.
I mean, if you've got the card
Choosing
guard
to
in
go to
your
White
hand,
Rabbit's house. And Flew the Coop can uncapture a puppy. Either way, whether he waited or not, that would have saved him. So we're getting rid of the countryside puppy. I
definitely
think
a
that's the
good
best
play.
call.
And those Flew the Coops are back in the Fate deck, and there's only one card left.
Yep. Now at this point, do you think we just go to Hell Hall and capture those puppies? He could still get to 88. No, we're activating Horus to get back a Ratcliffe's house. And then we're spending one on get the job done. That was a risky move that paid off huge. Joker Jonesy here. We're at 99 puppies. Perdita's on the board, so she can't do anything. Twilight Bark can't bring her back. We already saw one Flew the Coop gone, and I think both of them are gone. So I think Brian just needs to pray for reshuffle. Deck has 14 cards, almost the entire Fate deck. One of them is not going to be Flew the Coop. So 2 in 13 chance rather, of getting a Flew the Coop. Odds are not great. Then again, let's see if Brian can pray to RN Jesus with enough intensity to get the Fate he needs. Taking out the Dodo. Open up that move action. Getting rid of Judgment. Getting rid of Spear. Is the prayer going to be heard? Is the prayer to RN Jesus going to be answered? And no, it is not. Joker Jonesy takes the win.
Well
Ruella.
played.
Yeah.
Well played. Wow, that was a game. But yeah,
That was a game.
I've had that happen so many times with Queen of Hearts. There's kind of a perfect valley of, you keep vanquishing stuff, power through, and then on the other side, when you've got like 3 or 4 of those 5 strength heroes, it's like, no, you need to change tactics again, and go for the shrinking, the extra vanquishing. I'm certainly not saying Brian did a bad job here. I've only learned this recently, and I honestly do not think I could have done any better myself. Well done, Brian. High five for Queen of Hearts mains.
Brian sadly had to jump off because he had to actually go make a phone call, like literally right as the match finished. So,
Got it.
but damn, that was good. I honestly thought Brian had it for a second, but I just aren't
Yeah,
Jesus.
it was a situation where he had it. He had the opportunity to win.
I can't believe I
And I
pulled
don't know
a
if he had to take the
22.
shot in his
I
hand or he
can't believe
didn't.
I
But
pulled it. I was like, let's live and let die.
yeah, you had 5 puppies in there. You got the exact one that you needed.
Yeah.
So that was a risk that paid off.
That was just no. I definitely like. I think one of the most underrated tools that you can use in Corella's deck is this to move the ally to your location. That
I was
thing.
Yep.
talking about that. I always forget that ability.
Yeah, well, it's
Because I
it's never
mostly use it for
used mainly
searching.
because like most of the time you're fishing out the allies, but then the second half
Mm-hmm.
of the ability comes in play, but you need to set it up. That's the
Yep.
problem. So like in those situations, you have to know that when you move to that location, you move there, and then
Why does
take out
Horus
like do what you need to
really?
do, like whether it's to capture the puppies, take out a hero,
Yep.
whatnot.
It's
It's
kind of like Long Live the King with Scar. Most people use it to fish out heroes early, but its utility at the end to
yep.
discard cards from your fate deck is almost just as valuable.
Why does Horus really look like Gru on you idiots?
He kind of does. He really does.
It's the nose, I think.
Yeah, it's the nose. Cincy in chat saying personally, I think Corella's the best and Perfectly Wretched. I agree. Um,
Much as I love Gothel, I think I agree too.
yeah,
Yeah.
I heard you
Um,
hurt there for a second. Um,
yeah.
yeah, I
It's
think the biggest
Mother
thing
knows
is
best.
like you saw
She will
there. I think
eventually.
she just gets over the bar, she wins. I mean, like that's the thing. Once
yeah.
you get the puppies out on the board and you get that capture engine going, you're
Yep.
solid. It's
Yeah.
really good.
And there was a point where about halfway through the game, Brian stopped fading you for a good several turns in a row, and that gave you enough momentum to just do your thing. And yeah,
Yeah, because
and there
I
was
didn't
no
I didn't
stopping it.
know like I knew that was the only card that could have screwed me over, the flew the coop, and he pulled it, and I was like, damn it. And then
Yeah.
being able to come back from that was like a little bit of work, um, but it happens.
Yeah. I can understand why people didn't like Cruella at first, though, because your first instinct is to try and multitask, get puppies on, and capture at the same time.
Yep.
You never get any kind of power doing that. You always have to go back to the countryside to play anything.
Exactly.
That's
I mean,
what
that's the
the
thing. Like most villains, like the 3 power two play card spot is like really solid. But really with Corella, you don't really want to go there very often unless you're trying to combo 2 cards together in some shape or form. Really, and that's
Yep.
why like when people talk about like the fate monsters, like Corella is one of them because there is a point like, and I kind of did this to Brian early game where it doesn't really make any sense to go anywhere but like you go Ratcliffe House and Milk Farm because once you get the flashlight out, I mean, the only like unless you really need to get rid of crappy cards, which sometimes you need to, there's really no point of going to Hell Hall. Which is the kind
yeah.
of the crappy part about that. Like once you're ready to start swinging and capture a bunch of puppies, absolutely for sure you should be going to there, possibly going to countryside, moving the car, setting up, big capture plays. But like that's just what makes her a
Well,
monster. She really can just put a bunch of fate pressure on you from the get go if she gets the right tools out.
yeah.
Um,
Well,
it
her multi-step process takes so long that you once you have your tools, you want to be activating or you want to be fading. Progress or stalling your opponent. If you do anything else, you're not doing anything worthwhile.
Yeah. Was it Brian just let me know. He was telling me it was he still had 2 take a shots in the deck. He was a little concerned to even try to take a shot when he
Oh,
could have
that
YOLO'd.
explains it.
Yeah, with 9 strength,
He
that's
told
not
me it's
gonna be
like two
solved.
take a shots and off with your and there was another off with your head. At that point when he could have taken it, he didn't have the card guards on the table were not the ones you want to see. So
Yeah, and if you play it and you discard the other 2, then that's
yeah,
a
that's
rough
not even
situation.
any
You have to
better
dig
honestly
for
at
it.
that point. That's rough. Um No, I think people sleep on Corella. I think she's great. Honestly, she definitely. I think the biggest hurdle I think people have to get used to is the fact that she has 2 allies, and you have to vanquish like a normal villain in this game. Like it's not like
Yep.
Ursula and Evil Queen where like they don't have allies, but they have unique. Well, they do, but not in the traditional sense. They have unique ways of
Yeah.
vanquishing stuff. With Corella, it's more of you need to figure out how to manage your allies and keep them out on the board as much as you can and
Mm,
still make some progress. I think something
yeah.
too of all the vanquish
Yep.
conditions in the game, and I know this is gonna
Devilish.
hurt Yzma's heart a little
So
bit.
good.
I think the defeat a character when the condition is met conditions, Devilish is so good. Like Ferocity sure comes in clutch, but Devilish helps out so much if you set it up. Like if you put
Yeah.
heroes out on the board that you know your opponent's gonna vanquish, pulling out a Devilish to get rid of the other crap so you don't burn an ally is really good. Like
Devilish is
I
I mean,
hold
so
yeah,
on to
they're
good.
these
the
as much as I
same
can.
condition. I think Ferocity can be more clutch at the end of the game. Like you use it to get rid of a kid and go vanquish Cusco and win. So it can come more
Yeah.
clutch in those situations. But I think with the utilities, where Yzma has an
Mm.
ally that always stays on the board, Corella has only two, like you said. I think that can be more useful, generally speaking. But endgame, like there's nothing worse than a oh crap, they played Ferocity and I just lost.
Yeah, no,
Yes.
there's nothing worse than that.
Um, and Cruella, I know one of the mistakes I made early is hanging on to too much just in case for the
Oh
hero
yeah, that happens all the
control.
time. I did that too.
It's like if if she's got so many good hero control options with whatever the play an action under them or the that devil woman, if you can use it that turn, play it. Otherwise, just discard it.
No, yeah, because that's the big
Like,
thing too. Is that honestly, there are so many other cards that you need to use, and that's why when I talked about the deep dive, is like if you can use those cards, like they're really good in the situations that they can be used for. Like that Devil Woman's really good for hero control, just moving stuff around to gain actions back. But like if you have no reason to play it, it's not like with Ursula where like I tend to like to hold on to my contracts and things to help vanquish heroes in one swings. With Corella, you don't necessarily want to because there's so many other tools that actually need to go towards her objective that it's kind of hard to just kind of hoard stuff when it's not going to be used. So,
Yep.
but that's it, everybody. Also, shouts to Brian. I know he had to dip really fast because he had to go make a phone call, but shouts for Brian for playing those games. Those were some good games. Obviously, watching Scargate Decimated always hurts my heart, but hey,
I wouldn't call it decimated.
Yeah, if it happens against Brian's hook. That's the only. That's the way I would like for it to go out. So,
yeah.
So
No.
next week, to let everybody know, Monday, the plan is that myself and Purple Potato, will be doing some fun games of Villainous on stream Monday.
Well, there's a match.
Yeah, that was so. We're just gonna be doing some fun games, just talking in chat, having some fun. Thursday, we will be doing another Wicked League night, and then the week after, what is it? It will be the same ordeal. Actually, spoiler alert: on Monday of that week, Poor Unfortunate Souls will be given because on Monday, Zach and myself are tag teaming to do a deep dive on Ursula. We will be doing that together. So spoilers. And then
I would say
another
be
Wicked League
prepared, but
night
that's
will
the wrong
pursue.
villain.
And then the week after, we'll need to see because technically the Wicked League will end on Wednesday that week. And then Crash comes out on Thursday. So I think what the plan will be is that maybe that week, Monday, we'll do the Wicked League night. Actually, yeah, we can do it on Monday. We'll do the Wicked League night on Monday. And then Thursday, we'll take the stream off, let myself play some Crash. And then we'll go from there. And then we'll start getting the stream ready for the tournament stuff. So, and then actually that'll be perfect because towards the end of the month will be when the new podcast debuts. I'm actually working on next week. Next week is when I'm starting the recording of some episodes. So, should be a good time just to let everyone update. But yeah. Also, possibly on Saturday, I might actually do a solo stream with myself working on some stuff for some game design. So if you folks just want to hop in on chat Saturday night while I just go work on some stuff, maybe I'll do some live playtesting with some folks. We'll be good. Cincy in the chat says 4 weeks even. We technically are ending on the last day of September. But
Yep. I think week 4 is a 6-game.
yeah,
week,
week
correct?
4 is going to
It's
be
a
a
week and a half.
6-game week. That is the plan. So it'll be a 6-game week where the week will technically end on the last day of September, which is Wednesday of that week.
It'll go
The
Sunday
first
through
is
Wednesday.
a Thursday.
So it's a
11
week
days.
plus or a week minus?
A week plus.
Yeah, week plus. Yeah, because I talked about this on the when we were doing the initial tournament announcement stuff. What is it? That's how it's gonna work. So, did we just get a new subscriber? Did Jamie? I think that's Jamie in chat. Thank you, Jamie. I appreciate that. That's very nice of you. You did not have to do that. It's wonderful. I appreciate it. But I just want to let you folks know kind of the schedule because I'm a busy man. I like to have schedules. It's also the way I like to operate. But thanks to everyone again for all the players, all the judges, the commentators, Brian for helping playing some more games, all that good stuff. I really appreciate it. It's what you folks make this fun. So if you have any questions, comments, or concerns, please let me know. But until then, we're gonna go ahead and call the stream. I hope you folks stay happy, healthy, and safe. And as always, stay delightfully wicked. I will see you folks possibly Saturday, if not Monday, with some more wicked content. Until then, have a wonderful evening. I'll see you folks on the next stream. Peace out.